So we won't have music. It'll be quiet.
Well, just lick the mic and you'll be fine.
I'll just do my own. I wonder if you can get Google Play on. No, it's an app. Oh well. I'll just create tension with my mouth. Giggity. Good evening. Fresh start. Here we are. Sweaty days. To play some D&D back in the forests as we left last time, as you stumbled your way through the borderlands, making your way in a northwesterly direction after what would the word be for how you feel about the people of Amberstead? Slags. Okay. After dealing with the slags of Amberstead, deciding not to go back, you went into the forest, found the ruin of a holy building of some sort, where there was some kind of god of something a little bit maybe devious.
Yep, still a bit of robotic herb.
So yes, back into the forest, went and found the church. From the church, we then went back to Redvant. Von helpfully put on a potentially cursed helmet, paraded it round, pretended like a little teenager that there was nothing's going on. Don't know what you've been talking about. As Bo, the druid, your kind of druid handler, I shall call him, freaked out in a conversation with Faywin, finding out that you are handling and just playing with scant regard with potentially cursed items that have come from the Death Bloom. He said he was going to have to let Grom know. He asked Faywin to deal with it, and then you all left. We had a brief encounter with Callan and the new wanderers, the children that are leaving Redvant for the north, as you went back into the forest and traipsed after the footsteps you believe to be Undriel's, potentially, from that ruin, making your way deeper into the forest and falling into the trap of the giants. And that is where we finished. Was that less roboty?
No, it's more.
No.
Fuck!
Like you're legible. It's just.
I think it's better when you cut the fan out.
I have cut the fan out.
Honestly.
I think
No, we can hear the fan now.
You should be able to hear the fan more now.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah. It seems to be at its worst when you elongate words, which is very difficult to do because you can't add cadence to your voice if you don't do that.
What is going on? I'm blaming Discord.
Yeah. Fair.
Noise suppression. No, I don't want noise suppression on. Fuck off. User settings, voice and why? I've put everything back to normal. Mic in. You're getting directly from the microphone. It's making more than enough sound to be on all the time.
It's as if it's Discord's dropping.
Yeah.
Frames.
Well, no, because it's not even that. Because it's not like you're cutting out. It's like just parts of words are cutting out.
Which makes
like we can still hear what you're saying. Is kind of
Okay.
you're still legible. It's just not the best listening experience, I'm afraid.
Okay.
Don't listen to him. He just knows
So we'll have
It's gonna be fights
have
anyway.
to talk more.
Yeah,
which is
well, it's going to be a
perfectly
fight. So
fine.
it's going to be pretty simple. All right, I've turned loads of...
Necessarily a fight?
Not necessarily fight, you're right. You could all just give in.
We've got
I've
Ottar
pressed
still
the
not
buttons.
in the net to speak for all of us.
The
and
most
surely
diplomatic
make-
of your...
Exactly.
I would argue that Faywin's the most diplomatic.
I know, I was more... I
And
was more
John.
just taking the
John's
piss.
there for moral support.
Right, I am going... Yeah, cool. We're going... Well, let's just go into that then. So... camera. Lights, camera, action. The forest is hit... Oh, my God. Someone's been playing with my cameras. Which may be why my things aren't working. You are in a net here. I've let John not be in the net because it feels like John would probably be able to get out. This is quite a wide hold net for bird-sized people, not quite Zaga-sized people. You would squeeze, but a bird should be fine. As you have fallen slightly from where you are, Otter, you were over here, above. That set of trees on the floor is the swing that came down, punted you off, You dropped down 5 foot. There's a ledge that runs along there, but then you were pulled back up 10 foot. So you guys are inside this green circle, which is not an enemy; it's a circle, floating, restrained currently in the air. Otter, you dodged it. Only one to do so. And you had seen over to the right-hand side some figures starting to move slowly towards you. And we rolled initiative. So I will put them on the board as they start to make their way. You only see 2 moving at the moment. Those that have got up and moved towards you. So, in initiative order, Otter, you were up first. Zaga, you were next. If we need reminders of other stuff that is around, please do ask la questions.
What's the net made of?
Rope.
Okay, that's all the questions I needed. Thank you.
I despise that for music.
I want to kind of.
We can make our own music. Do 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 do.
Okay, I don't mind it so much.
That was the EastEnders, in case anyone was wondering. We've got a bard here. He could play music in the background for us all.
Otter.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for everything to stop.
Oh, what's music playing?
Playing my lute.
Keep going.
I want to try and talk to the giants first.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're not here to cause you any disruption or harm. You know, we're looking for somebody. There's no need for any hostility.
Cool. What language are you speaking?
I'm going to say this in common.
Cool. You get no response.
Was there an action to do that?
No. They still seem. The 2 that you can see are in their demeanor creeping up. Obviously, they have come up from whatever hidey holes they had, but they're creeping up towards you. They're not charging towards you. They're creeping up slowly. Almost, I would say, a little bit monkey-like. Like keeping low to the ground, moving across with hands. These look like absolutely stacked giant humans that are moving around, a bit like a drunken monkey boxer, if anything.
In using my knowledge of humanoid creatures, are giants known for trying to be super sneaky despite the fact they're huge?
I wouldn't say how much. Depends how much you know about giants.
Probably not much.
Not much. I don't think even worth rolling for what you know of the giants. Most of them, the true giants, disappeared. A lot of their stories stopped being told. Definitely in the north after the Fallen Conquest, like 500 years ago. They were last known for their big fight that they had in that war. They were on the side of the humans after making a deal with the King of the South, and then they live as far south as could be. They live so far away from where most of you guys have grown up and interacted that all you know of them is the giants have slowly becoming smaller over time, but they keep themselves to themselves. The giants have always been a very private race until they got dragged into this war, which seemed to have been
Okay,
a
so they're
deal made
smaller
before.
now than they were, so it's a case of island
Goliaths.
dwarfism.
You've seen Goliaths around before, and you've seen Furbolgs around before, who you would know to have been the descendants. So you met Grom. Grom is the largest humanoid you would have seen before, and you know that they are descended from the true old giants, but actual
I
giants
thought
themselves.
Grom was an elf, like every other NPC.
Don't make me make you roll
But,
more damage. So yeah, I don't think you would even know enough about them. I don't think from the north that many people have that much knowledge about truly what the giants are doing now, but you definitely didn't think they'd be knocking around in the forest.
Okay, so When I say that, I kind of got my hands up in a sort of non-aggressive manner. So
Yep.
Try and be passive. And I don't want to kind of make any aggressive movement at the minute, so I think that'll be me done for now.
Okay, cool. Stay where you are.
Can yeah.
You can see,
Can I-
yeah. So you've got behind
Hold an
you,
action.
you can just hear the rest of your party just slow swinging in this net. So the net has been drawn up and it's hanging. They're 15 foot in the air, but for your eye line, they're probably only about 5 foot up, 10 foot up from where you are. But you can see where that rope runs up and runs around as well.
I want to hold an action.
Yep.
If the giants sort of kind of, I don't know, rush me or look as if they're about to attack, I want to shoot an Eldritch Blast at the net. The rope holding like the net to drop the net.
Okay. Cool. Zaga.
Yeah. We're pretty tightly packed in this net, right?
Yeah, there's this. You can see that this net is weighed down. You would have expected like a trap net of this to drag up, especially if these are giants, to drag you up way higher. You can see that there's a lot of strain being put on the net and the tree for the amount of creatures, including a horse, that are within there. So you are very tightly packed in a net that was probably made to catch 1 or 2 creatures, not 5.
Does that mean I can't swing a weapon to try and cut myself through?
You won't be able to swing, but you'll be able to make an attack if you want to, yeah.
Okay, well, I've got a lightsaber, so I'm going to take a lightsaber to this rope net.
Yeah.
Do I need to make an attack roll?
Yes, you will need to make an attack roll on the net.
That'll be a 21.
21 definitely hits.
And then damage. It'll be 14 points of radiant damage to the net.
Nice. 14 points. As you slice through, this rope is gnarly as hell, covered in, made of like twine, but also made in with thick, almost like living roots that are in there. You cut through, this thing is on like, to the lightest thread is left. It's left with barely, if it had HP, well, it does have HP, but it looks like it's hanging on by a thread. Where exactly are you cutting as well, as you're all tightly packed in here? You can, you being a smaller creature, you can wiggle around. So are you cutting the bottom to get you all to drop out? Are you cutting higher up to leave the rest of them in there and wiggle your way out? What's your plan?
I'm basically cutting in front of myself and the Pegasus that I'm still on the back on.
Okay. Sweet. So yeah, you on the side that you're at, you get the lightsaber out, cut through, and you can see that you'll cut like maybe 1 or 2 of the like holes, but not enough to like rip a space that's large enough, but very, very close to ripping it through. One more attack and it definitely be done.
Is my Pegasus gnaw on it?
Yeah, it can make an attack.
What are its? It has a hoof attack.
Yeah.
That will be a 22 to hit.
22 to hit. That's definitely going to hit, and it's only got 1 HP. So, yeah, as the Pegasus kicks out, it rips it rips the net open. You, being with the Pegasus, will fall out. The Pegasus, I have to say, give me everyone inside the net, give me a luck check.
Straight D20.
Just a D20, yeah.
6.
3.
Oof.
3.
Arthur?
Yeah, D&D Bowen was being 5.
Oh my god, Jesus.
Fuck's sake.
That's a good start. So you all fall out. None of you manage to maintain any grace whatsoever as you all splat prone on the floor.
I mean, the Pegasus can fly.
Yeah, but it gets caught unawares. That's the problem.
Damn it.
John
That's why I
laughs
did
at
a
the
luck check.
Pegasus from where he
John
is.
was already out. So you each
No,
take...
no, he's just laughing at the
Oh,
Pegasus.
he's laughing at
sorry.
Pegasus, sorry. You each take 8 points of damage.
Arthur's just shaking his head.
Yeah, so
I've taken
as you
more
hold
damage.
it, you hear rope rip as you all fall and splatter. You'll all be prone, so you'd have to use half movement to stand up.
I've taken more damage from this bloody net than I did in the entirety of the last battle against the Death Bloom.
Since it's still my turn,
Yep.
Myself and the Pegasus will get up,
Yep.
and we will fly. What's my fly speed? 90 foot, so I've got 45 foot. We'll fly 30 foot up and 15 foot to the north.
Nice. As you get up, can you both give me Constitution saving throws, please?
For Zaga, that will be 18
18 makes it.
on +3 for the Pegasus. And that one.
Okay. As you get up and mount onto the Pegasus, you disturb the ground around you as you see spores release. You on an 18, we're high enough up. Do not breathe it in. The Pegasus breathes in the spores and is poisoned.
What does that do again?
It gives you disadvantage on attacks.
Okay, Pegasus is fine.
Yeah. And then you 45 foot. How far was it up?
30 foot up, 15 foot north.
Okay. Nice. As the Pegasus jumps up and away. Up next as they go are the two giants. One. And Otter, as you are looking at these giants with your hands up, kind of, you've got the Eldritch Blast getting ready to burn, but you can see, you hear the rip, you hear the thud as people fall, as you kind of turn to see what's gone on, and the Pegasus rise. As you look back, one of the giants just starts running towards. One starts running towards you, and one starts running towards the Pegasus. And they have... You can get right up to the edge. And is going to... 35. Is going to... Giant. What's going to do the most damage? Yeah, he's just going to launch some spears. As he reaches back, you can see that whilst the models have rocks in their hands, they are actually armed with what looks like a giant halberd, but it's probably more like a spear. And as this one runs to the edge, it's just going to launch a spear up towards the Pegasus as it's trying to fly away. And it's going to throw one spear. That is a 18 against the Pegasus.
Yeah, that is.
And it's within 60 foot, so it's good. Standard. 10. 29 points of damage. As this spear launches up towards, as you trying to get the Pegasus up and away, this spear comes out of there. As the rest of you will see looming over, those of you who are prone on the floor, as you look up 5 foot up on this ledge, you see this large giant figure just launch his spear forward to hit the Pegasus. What I will ask you all to do, as I'm doing it for the monsters, is let me know when you get to bloodied. So when you get to half, or your steeds or whatever else get to half health, because it's good to get used to. Some of the new monsters have bloodied conditions. So
the Pegasus is definitely bloody.
yeah, it just helps me then know how close you are to death, and yeah, I get some new cool abilities when people get to bloodied for some monsters. So we'll get used to it. It does get 2 spear attacks, so it's going to try and launch the second one straight at Pegasus as well.
I think I'm about to go splat.
It might be. That's a 21.
Oh yeah, that definitely hits.
As a second spear launches out, that's way worse on damage. 14 points of piercing damage.
Yeah, I'm going splat.
Woo! Pegasus, second spear. First spear hits. Horse turns around to you. He's like, "Oh no, sir!" As it gets hit again, dives into the celestial pain as you will fall down. You were 35 up.
30 up.
30 up. So as you fall, have you got anything you are doing as a reaction as you are falling 30 foot to the ground?
I'm just looking at what I have. I doubt I have anything that can help with that as a reaction.
It's pretty much feather fall.
Yeah, no, I don't have
Nope.
that.
8
I used to have
points.
I used to have a thing for that. But
Yeah, it's really handy for falling out of the sky. 8 points of bludgeoning damage as you land, hit the deck prone. That is that giant's go. Second one. Cool. Second one is going to move forward. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 towards you, Otter, and I think it's just going to try and grapple you, which is a contested strength roll, I do believe. So the giant rolls. You think you'd have more of a plus for this? Oh, I rolled quite well. It's a 24.
15.
50, nice. So yeah, as you got your hands up, this giant runs towards you. You see it hasn't gone to, like, the spears are within like a side like holster and one around the back. Runs at you, hands empty. As you've got your hands up, just swoops down, grabs you round, and just like under one arm, just wedges you in and holds you tight. You're like a little baby being cradled up by this giant. Von, you are up next.
I will get to my feet.
Yep. Half movement.
And I am going to fire off a guiding bolt. That's the one holding Otar.
Yep.
That is a 17.
Yep, 17 hits. Thing's quite big.
That's 14 radiant damage, and the next attack has advantage on it.
14 radiant. And next attack has advantage. Nice.
That's me.
Nice, there we are.
Yes.
Yes. Cool. What is everybody's passive perception?
20.
Shite.
16.
18.
15.
Okay, all the one. Sweet. You would see as up next is one giant. You see another giant appear down in the south. As you can see it creeping up, gets and puts his hand on the tree. The tree makes an enormous snatch as it rolls a 3 on its stealth check. As you hear the crack of the wood and turn around and see another giant there waiting to pounce. You can see that it's held and is waiting and watching over you with a what looks to be like a vine. Not a vine, yeah, like a vine that's been held like a whip in its hands, as it's got it kind of its hand up, it's crouched down, and it's looking towards the three of you that are in the pit at the base there, towards Von, Arthur, and Faywin. Doesn't react yet. Faywin, you're up.
Can I use my history to roll to remember what language they speak? Because I don't think it's one I do, but can I do it anyway?
You know
From what
that
I've
there
read
is a
about it.
giant language.
Oh, just giant.
Yeah.
Okay. Do they speak any other languages? Can I roll a history for that if I've ever read about them?
Could roll
In
a history, yeah.
stories about the Fallen Conquest and stuff?
Yep.
It was only a 15.
15. You again, not many people know about giants. You knew the giants, they must have at some point spoke common, because they worked with the humans and went through from there. But these ones that are here, you would be guessing. If they speak something else, you're not sure of what else it might be. If Otter's tried common, they've got no response. And you can hear they are like communicating between each other, so you can hear that they do have language, but no, I don't think you'd know any other language that
And
might
from
be.
them communicating, I don't recognise that.
You would recognise that you don't recognise it because you don't speak giant.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Although I don't recognise it, I'm still going to say in Sylvan because it's just a thing at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
We're not here to try and hurt you. We're looking for our friends.
Are you standing up?
And then I stand up.
Anything else? Actually, no. Anything else?
No.
Give me a perception check. Or investigation. Well,
27.
27. As you look at this giant that is looking over you, so again, this is a towering figure. This thing is 3-4 times the size of you, so what, like 30 odd foot in height. Crouched down, still is like 15 to 20 foot in height. But you can see its eyes. Its eyes are wide open. Its eyes are bloodshot as it's staring towards you. And it's breathing. And again, it looks very animalistic. It looks a bit rabid. It looks like the wolves that you'd fought many times before. It looks like this thing is less, more animal, less humanoid in what you have seen before. But you can see that there are thick, it looks like it's on sweet swole. It's a very muscular frame, but you can see the veins that are pumping through the body of this creature, and you can see those veins are a deep dark red, maybe like purple color, and they seem to be like fun. Think Batman and Bane, cartoon
I've not
Bane.
seen that movie.
Oh. The veins are pumping
was
through. It just looks. You can
I was
see
going
that
to try and
this
do a
thing
Bane
is.
voice.
No, it's not the Bane voice you need. But you can see that the body is in a state of like preparedness. It looks like it's pumped. The muscles are large. The veins are large, but the veins themselves do not match the coloration of the skin. The skin is a light grey, that of a stone, like a mossy stone. But the veins that are popping through here are deep, dark red, bordering on purple here, as this thing is almost like heavy breathing, panting, ready to fight as it's just pouncing, staring back at you as you speak to it.
So it's like bodybuilder, but the veins are a different colour.
Yeah.
I know I've already done because I'm not attacking. Can I just shout out to the group? No, I think they're possessed. That's not what I want to say. I think we need to fight the group.
Hearing this from the ground, I say, "Am I doing that anyway?"
You think?
Well, let's be real. Faywin would have still tried.
Mm-hmm.
She loves a little fey creature, doesn't she? And the big ones and all. That's it. That's all from me. Can I
Cool.
get John to come by me, please? Oh, he is by
Yeah,
me
he's
still.
there.
Are they handsome
Preempted.
giants? Because I feel like what Fairwind said isn't true if they weren't handsome giants.
They've got a hag-like beauty to them. Arthur, you're up.
I will stand up. Now I have a question,
Yep.
and I'm sure I asked this last week, but I can't remember. It's been a while, and I've drunk far too much in the interim. Is a ranged weapon attack a weapon attack?
For what purposes?
For a purpose that says when you hit a creature with a weapon attack.
It will
So
say.
if I
it
were to
should
throw
say
my
on
hammer,
it.
what do you mean?
It should say on the attack what it is.
Where it's an extra ability to the attack. It's a class feature.
That says when you hit with a weapon.
When you hit a creature with a weapon attack.
Yeah. If
It
it
doesn't
doesn't
say melee, doesn't say ranged.
Yeah, then it's a weapon. Yeah. So as long as
Sick.
that would be the definition of not, you can't hit it with a spell essentially.
Okay, cool.
So as long as you're hitting it with a hammer
Can
or-
I get within 30 feet of one of them?
Which one? The one to the south that's staring at you? Or the
Oh
one
shit!
to
No,
the
I need
north?
to get within 20 feet, and I don't know if I can do that with my movement. Ah.
Yeah, you're like 30 foot from it now.
Yeah, half movement. I can't do much.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Okay. Was it the one on the left or the one at the top that
The one,
Volman hit?
the Von hit the one that has got auto grappled. The one here.
Okay, cool.
the middle.
Then,
one at the bottom,
if that's the case,
one in the middle, and one at the top.
we'll save the 7th level spell just in case I want to do a thingy of the gods later. And we will do. Where the bloody hell's the spell? Don't tell me I've removed. Oh no. Okay, that's fine. I'll guiding bolt it. That
Yep.
same one. So I'll do it with the.
This the one that
advantage.
Von hit. Yes.
The
you
one
get
with the Von
advantage.
hit because he said next melee attack will be a.
Yep.
Thing. That's a 29 to hit.
Yep, that'll hit. Funnily enough.
And that's 29 points of damage as well.
29 points of radiant damage. Nice.
And next attack against it's got
Still has
advantage.
advantage. As you fire that off, the one that's holding its attack is going to target. Is going to fire down. It's going to release that whip that it's been holding. As you fire out towards the three of you there, it's going to whip down. This whip, as it comes down, barbs out the end, a bit like into like snake heads with these little barbs on the end. They're going to whip out towards all three of you. So it'll be an attack against each of you. So I shall go up as it's there. So Faywin, that is a... No, it's only be 11. That's not going to hit. Von, that is a 20... Not 20. Fucking, that's a lie. Take some numbers off that. 15.
This is.
And then Arta, that is an 18.
Meets it, beats it.
Oof. Good. So yeah, as this whip comes down towards you, the two heads that go towards Von and Faywin miss. As the one... Oh, I've rolled off the board. Oh my god, what's going on with this dice? Fucking land on the table, you twat. Land on the table and roll higher. 12 points of piercing damage, and you are poisoned, as this is like a snake barb that hits and whips into you. You have... I don't think... You're not immune to poison condition, are you? You're just half poison damage?
Half poison damage and advantage against saving throws that cause poison.
Cool. This just gives you the poison condition.
Okay, so how do
but
I...
at
so
the
I
end
get rid
of your
it
turn, at the end of your turn, you roll a con save that you'd have advantage on.
Okay, sound. Can I please Hellish Rebuke? So can I get a dex save?
Yep. These things aren't super dex. 16.
It beats it because it's based on my charisma, isn't it? For fucking stupid reasons. So that's 15 halved of fire damage.
Cool. Oh, put that in there. Nice. As we come round to the top. Otter, you are grappled.
Yeah. So where are the three giants? There's one obviously got me. There's one
So
to
there's
the
one,
north.
yeah, there's one on you. There's one at the bottom here. This is a giant, looks like a tree, and there's one at the top.
I want to thunderstep.
Yep.
Let's say 60 feet to the left, so behind the giants.
All the way over.
Yeah, so about 60 feet. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's to that giant that had me. It's going to be 40-10 thunder damage.
Yep.
Uh, 18.
18. Nice.
How's it looking?
It is hurt but not bloodied.
And that's me for now.
Nice. So yeah, you this thing was holding you, funnels them off, cause the giant damage as it cries out. Okay. Sweet. Zyga.
I think
Yep.
I'm going to. Well, I'm just looking at a spell's description. This would be classed as a monster, right? These giants.
Yeah. Does the spell say monster? Usually says
Well,
creature.
the spell is called Hold Monster.
Oh, you but read what the description
Choose
comes
a
afterwards.
creature that
Creature,
you
yeah.
can see within
Creature
range.
is the like definition for everything.
Oh, okay. So Hold Monster just works on everything rather
Yeah.
than Hold Person.
Whole person,
only
which has to be a
works on
human. Yeah,
people.
yeah. Doing that, or you just reading it?
I'm reading it. Are the two giants, the one that was attacking Otter and the one near me, are they within 30 foot of each other?
No, just outside.
Okay, then I'll just ask for a wisdom saving throw from the one near me, please.
One near you. Wisdom saving throw. That is a 21.
Ah, spell fails.
These things aren't stupid, even in their current phase. Nice. As you, I'm assuming you were standing up, or do you want to say prone?
Yeah, I stood up. And I'll move 15 foot backwards. Because why not?
15. Nice. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah.
5.
5. You are poisoned as you step backwards and release more of those spores.
That's still just disadvantage on attack.
Just disadvantage on attacks, yeah. Yeah, as you look around you, the whole of this lowered area is covered in these spore pods. Horse is dead. So, giant is up. One that was freed. He is going to... It's annoying that there's not any... He hasn't been hit yet. He is going to 40 foot. Yeah. He's not quite make it. He's going to step to the edge, and I think it's just going to launch 2 spear attacks towards you, Zaga. As you are there, first 60 foot. Yeah, you are in range. Yep, cool. 50 foot's fine. First one is not going to hit. It's only 4 on the dice. Second one should do. Second one's a 26.
I'll try a cutting words. I'm telling his mum is ugly. 26. I'm going to need a high roll, but fuck it. Yeah, that's not going to do it. Hits.
Hits. What language do you tell him his mother's ugly in? To see if he understands.
Well, I only speak a couple of languages, Common and Draconic. I'll say it in Draconic.
Nice. Give me a perception
I
check.
screeched it. Perception check. Those always go so well. 16. Not bad.
16. You take 18 points of piercing damage as the spear hits you. But as you say your mama's ugly in Draconic, you think that this thing has a bead of recognition of the words you are saying.
Interesting.
That was its go. It threw two. Missed one of them. Second one, the one with advantage against. Oh no, it still is advantage actually, isn't it? Otter's gone backwards. Otter, you little bitch head. 5, 10, 15. So I'm just going to jump up to this ledge, look down to the 3 of you down below, and going to go for the Bloodvine whip towards you. So it's 3 attacks. So it's one against Arta, Von, and Faywin. Arta up first. That is going to be a 23. We'll do the attacks first to hit. 2 on the dice against Vaughn, and then it was a 19 on the dice against Faywin. That's going to hit. So 2 hits as this thing looks down over the edge, whips down with the blood vine. Arta, that was damage. 25 points of piercing damage. You're already poisoned, so you can't be poisoned again. And then Faywin, it is 15 points of damage. This is piercing damage. Oh, and then you're poisoned as well, Faywin. As you find, like these little balls on the end of the vines have got these spikes, poison spikes. As it whips into you, it smashes you, pierces in, and then you feel the poison react in. It is going to... Nice. It is going to use its reaction. You see, especially the two of you that are hit, as you get struck in with this poison, you see the vine almost pulse. As this vine that is being used is not like a cut whip out there. This is a living plant, and as you see that pulse run up, it runs up into almost as if it's connected to the giant's arm. As you feel it breathing a little bit, like it took some benefit from hitting you with that whip. It had used its reaction to do so. Vaughn, you're up.
Okay, so to start off with, I'm going to go into Starry Form Dragon. Bonus action. And then I'm going to cast Conjure Animals at 5th level. So I get to double the summon, and I want to do 2 CR2 level.
2 CR2. Nice.
And position them behind, because it's within 60 foot of me, so I can put them behind either of those 2 at the south corner.
What animals are they about?
I don't
I was picking.
2 snakes again. Well, I've lost my snakes. Where's my snakes? Come.
I'm a snake.
That's how it's not 31 degrees where you are.
What do you mean? Because I said a meme. Are you going to expand on that?
Nope.
Okay.
I think you have too much energy, is what she's trying to say.
I mean, I have spent all week sleeping on the sofa. Like,
I definitely had 2
Like-
snakes. I don't know where the fuck the snake's gone.
I haven't worked for a week.
Giant constrictor snakes. 60 foot. Oh, there's one. 2 giant constrictor snakes. These things are fucking annoying. Cool. So you got the card for him.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna use one of the dragon. Where would you like him?
Behind each one of the ones to the south. So one behind each of the 2 to the south.
Okay. Cool. There's one schnack, and the other one is more like a lizard, but it's a schnack. 2 giant constrictor snakes are summoned. They will go after you, and you will need to track the HP.
Yes. Okay. So they have 60, didn't they? Cool. Because I'm in dragon form, I'm gonna hover up
Okay.
as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
I can't remember. How far up you going?
Do I get a certain level of that, or is it just normal movement?
Is it just hovering?
I mean, I can hover, but I get the hovering ability from it. But
Yeah.
what's the actual full movement? Flying speed of 20 foot, so I'll go 20 foot. I'll hover, then move back the maximum I can.
As you've hovered backwards above the creepy crawlies. Nice. Snakes are up.
So
then.
then the snakes. I'm going to go.
Is that
for
concentration as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, I'm going to go with both. I'm going to go for the constrict.
Mm-hmm.
So first one's 17,
Yep, hits.
which is 2d8. So that's 12 bludgeoning damage,
12.
and that target is grappled.
Read it, because what size are the giant constrictors? Because can they grapple a size up? Because these are huge.
It doesn't mention a size in it.
We've fallen foul to this before.
Something lizard with a tongue.
Something. This is not how it works.
What size are they?
Huge.
Yeah, this is huge as well.
Giant constrictor snake.
Yeah, they're huge.
Okay, then it's fine.
Which is probably why it doesn't have a size, because that's
Yeah.
as big as they can get, isn't it?
Yep, cool.
Yeah, so that one's grappled.
Yep.
And then I'm going to go for the same with the other one.
Yep.
That is only an 11. No,
Does
sorry,
not
10 to hit.
Does not hit.
Okay.
That is you done. Up next is the giant in the south. He is going to 15 range. Oh, sweet. Can he? No. Cool. It's just going to make 2 bloods as the snake appears in behind. It's going to make. How smart are they? Not very smart. So make 2 blood spear attacks against the snake that's appeared behind him. First one is an 18.
That hits.
And the second one is 22.
Yep.
So that is... First attack is... 20 piercing on the first one.
Okay.
Oof. And up 20 piercing on the second one.
Okay.
That is its go. It is not going to do anything else. Done that in there. And then up next is the one that you haven't seen as you move back and away, Von. One that was missed, that was sneaking round the back with your terrible passive perception, steps out from behind a tree and is going to launch 2 spears at you, Von.
Terrible passive. 20.
They got... Huh?
My passive is 20.
Yeah. And they can roll stealth checks, which can go above 20.
You said terrible. You said terrible passive.
Oh, okay. Well, sorry you took advance to that. Does a 20 hit you? Yeah, it does. The second attack
Just
is
about, yeah.
a 17.
That misses.
Sorry,
take
give them
half.
+3.
I take half bludgeon, piercing, and slashing while in starry form.
So that is 20 points. So 10 points, and
That's
you need a con
10.
check. Yep.
And cause dragon, anything below a 10 rolled is a 10. So that's 12.
Oh, we're being smart, are we? You're going to die. Sweet. 12, you save your concentration. Giants love smart asses. Faye, when you're up, you're safe now. Dragon boy over there. Oh, you're poisoned as well.
Yeah. Can I try and move from where I am? I'm not
Yep.
going to get attacked, am I?
It's only Arthur next to you.
Will you attack
And I
me
may
if I
attack
move?
you in
Yeah.
a fit of rage.
Yeah, I'm going to move.
Where?
Can I please go? No. Is that Zaga at the top?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm on the little laptop, so my screen's much smaller.
Yep.
I'll go towards Zaga because he really likes it when people go near him.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of like halfway between Arthur and Zaga. please.
Halfway between Arthur and Saga. Let me just check a thing. Okay, so it does work. Cool. Can you give me a con saving throw as you move?
Yeah. Do I have to do that at disadvantage? Oh, I rolled a 7. So.
No. It's just a standard.
Yeah, 7.
Cool. Nice. You are already poisoned from the attack, but as you move through and kick up the spores, you feel again that you would have been poisoned. You feel as these spores hit you that there's a tiny little a sense that another poison condition would have maybe hit you as you make your way through. But you can't be poisoned
As
twice.
I go
So it's fine.
towards Zagat,
Yep.
I imagine that I would have heard him scream, "Your mama's ugly,"
Yep.
or words to the effect. So in Draconic, I want to say to him, "You've always got to go there with this stuff. You've always got to be rude." As I draw my bow. I've just told him off for being rude, and then I'm going to attack.
Yeah.
What's on that? The red dragon? Not dragon. Giant? next to the tree
Snake.
thing? Oh, he's the one that's grappled.
He's the one that's grappled.
Where's
yeah.
the one that isn't grappled, sorry?
So there's one here. There's one in the
Yeah.
north. There's one that's grappled. There's one here in the south, and there's one to the far, far south.
I'm going to go to the north one, please.
Yep.
I'm going to Hunter's Mark him
Yep.
to begin with, just at level 1. And then it is... Wow, I rolled a nat 1.
That's a miss.
I know. Oh my god. And then I rolled a 5. And I was going to sharpshooter it, so that would be a 12, so that's 2 misses.
That's 2. Would you, Adam and Eve, it 2 misses. It's the first time for
I think
everything.
you rolled them with disadvantage with the poison.
Oh yeah.
Oh god, yeah. Shall I roll again, just so we
Look, you've already
cry?
missed. It's fine. You don't
Yeah.
have to put yourself through that. Because you might roll a 20, then you've wasted it. Cool. So yeah, Faye, when you move out, you kick up a few of these spores that kick up, and you inhale them. You can't be poisoned twice, but you feel that you've inhaled some of these spores, and then you go to fire out, missing this giant target. Arta, everyone around you is moved.
Yeah, which means I don't have to. I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Cool. Who's next?
Roll a con save to get rid of your poison.
Oh yeah, can I do it with advantage because of the?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Well, the first one is a 14. Second one's a 16.
Yeah, 16's enough. 14 was not.
Cool.
You lose the poison. The poison you have lost was from the attack. You have seen, as people have been moving around, that there are spores being kicked up as well. These are not the same poisoned conditions. Cool. You cure wounds. You have left yourself where you are. Otter, back round to you. You see a snake has now appeared and wrapped up the one that you had hit. You are over there.
I'll just blast the one that had grappled me.
Yep. In the back, you filthy, filthy bastard.
So I got a 23, a 25, and a 16 to hit.
Yep, all hit.
Oof, didn't roll very well. 8, 16, 22 force damage altogether.
22 force damage. Nice. This one is looking bloodied as it gets attacked in the back. Cool. So there we are.
Yeah.
Wicked. Zaga, you're up.
Since Faywin reminded me about speaking Draconic,
Mm-hmm.
I will yell out. I guess maybe the two closest to me could probably hear me. The
Yep.
one in front of me and the grappled one. And I'll yell out in Draconic something along the lines of, "We're just passing through and mean you no harm, but we will defend ourselves, just like this, motherfuckers." And then I'll use the psychic glance against the one in front of me.
Yeah, nice.
Intelligence saving
intelligence
throw, please.
saving throw. 18.
Is a fail. 27 points of psychic damage, and the target is incapacitated until the start of my next turn.
Cool. Nice. As you shout that out, that's your go. Stay where you are.
Seeing as he's incapacitated, yes.
Yes. Give me a con save.
13.
13. You, as you finish your go, make the quick fire out the lance as you are. Is it 13? You still remain poisoned. No, you haven't moved per se. Okay. You can still feel that you're under the effects of the poison condition. The spore. You haven't kicked up any more spores around you.
Do I get the sense that they understood that yell that I yelled out?
The one you yelled at, you then incapacitated. So very difficult.
Well,
because
I
you're just
was thinking that the two would probably hear me. The grapple one.
Yeah, it's their go after, so I thought I'd just save their response for when they come over. As that one gets hit with the psychic lance and goes, oh, the one to the one that's got the snake on him that has been shot in the back is grappling with it, looks left and looks at the other two and shouts to you and to the others in Draconic. Shouts back. You will come with us. He wants you. In perfect Draconic as well.
Fabian gasps.
Do I see Faywin gasp?
You hear her. It's behind you. It's like
I also gasp, but I don't know what I'm gasping about.
But the first one is incapacitated. The second one has a freaking snake on him. And is going to grapple. Just make sure he's just going to have to kill the snake because it's very annoying. Again, he's just going to blood spear at close range. This snake, a 15 to hit on the first one.
Yep, that hits.
And the second one is an 18, so that'll hit. First attack is that was bad. Dice. What's 8 plus 5? 13. 13 points on the first attack. And 23 on the second.
Okay.
As Von, you're up. Snake's got a lot of health.
They are definitely bloodied now, both of them.
Good. As you're up.
Okay. I mean, I haven't understood anything's been said, so I'm just going to carry on as.
What you would understand is that Zaga and Fabian, and you would have heard Draconic spoken enough to know, like, that at least that they clearly there's a communication that has been established. Let's look at my notes. Things to remember. Faywin has feather beard. Faywin, you still have a beard made of feathers. I forgot to say.
Hang on, there are
That helps
spores.
her in
There were
negotiating with
spores.
giants.
Listen, there were spores that poisoned me. They went up in my face. Surely that would have caused a sneeze.
I didn't hear it in character,
Can I
so I
roll
don't
for
think that's
I didn't
correct.
hear it in character either. Oh, wait. Do you know what's really funny? This sounds like I'm going to make it up, but not. You're actually immune to that effect. So you are not poisoned.
Oh.
Luckily, you rolled bad last
beard.
time. It's the beard. So you see around you that others are that these mushroom-like, flower-like spores that clear this like web of vines that are there that are kicking up spores. You can see that they are affecting others around, although actually really it's only Zaga that's moved through them. As you've kicked them up, as you breathe them in, you actually don't feel anything.
Incredible. I shan't sneeze ever again.
Sorry, I forgot. I wrote that after Fabian has a feather beard. So you didn't sneeze. Von.
I'm just going to fire off another guiding bolt at the same one that's grappled again.
Yep.
17 to hit.
Yep, 17 hits.
That's 17 radiant damage.
17 radiant damage. Still
And next
is
attack has advantage.
bloodied. Schnecks.
And so yeah, I guess the one that's on the grapple still is going to bite.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 24 to hit.
Yep.
And that is 11 piercing damage.
11 piercing.
And then the other one, I'm going to go for the grapple again. The
Yep.
constricting. So. It's a 16 to hit.
Yeah, 16 hits.
That is 10 bludgeoning damage and grappled.
10 bludgeoning damage and grappled. As it is the giant's go, who is now grappled. He's going to destroy this snake.
Most likely, yes.
Okay, I'll do the first spear attack. Is a fucking hell, it's only a 13.
That just about hits.
Ooh, okay.
Got an AC of 12.
Brilliant. Okay, first attack. Oh my god, I've got 2 1s on my damage dice. 11.
Okay.
So he's going to have to use a second attack, which is annoying. That is going to be 17. And that is 14 points of damage.
And that one's down.
That one is down. Releases himself from Le Grappel. But has used both of his turns. He is then going to use his movement still, because he's killed thing, to jump down 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Cool. And get toe to toe with you, Arta. As this the snake grapples around the outside of the giant, he gets his spear up. Stabs it once, stabs it the second time as it rips in half. As he looks to the one in the middle who is weakened, the kind of blood and guts of the thing, of the snake, just dripping as he drops down, drops on the floor, and just clambers towards you. Again, puts the spear away though, as if again he's going in for a grapple and a grab. And then the second one is going to do. He doesn't need to since it close. 5, 10, 15, 20. And it's going to get up toe to toe with. Oh, don't fall over, please, giant. Ho, ho, ho. Stand up, you bellend. He's going to show you his ass because I can't.
Gonna
make him
just
stand up the round.
fart in my face.
Yeah, he's going to allow noxious. I think it's just called here big smelly fart. No, he's going to make 2 blood spear attacks at you as he charges forward, spear out to try and stab into you. The first one, hey my god, is only a 12. Second one is even less. So he steps forward, does nothing. I should have just grabbed you, really. Fabian, you're up. So you can
So
see
the
around you,
ones-
all of them are moving now. This one at the top is still grappled, but this one's jumped down to Arta. This one's run out and jumped out in front of Otter, and the one at the top is still incapacitated by the lance. There's no one down there now.
So, the one that called out he wants you.
Yeah,
Could you point at him on the map, please?
he's the one with the big red ring around his head.
Okay. So in his direction then, also in perfect draconic, who's after us? Who wants us? Any response?
I think you will get a response from the 3 that are able to respond, and they will just say, "The Death Bloom."
Okay. So then in common, I want to shout out, "Shock! They're working for the Death Bloom."
Can Zaga point out that Feywin's Draconic may have been pronounced very well,
Yeah,
but she definitely has a snooty elf accent when she says it.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, cool.
In Minotaur to myself, Saga's a prick. And then I'd
Wow,
like to
that's a lot of
try
shouting
and-
out you've done. That's your bonus action move, right? Done.
That was more just an internal
Oh, okay.
monologue for Feywin. And that's an 18 to hit.
Which one you hitting? One of them looks a lot
no.
more fucked up than the others.
I'll go for the fucked up one then.
The way he's got a snake around his
Yeah,
neck.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go for him anyway. Grapple one. Does that mean I get advantage?
No.
It's grapple. Okay.
Uh,
Not sure.
Grapple.
No,
just
grapple just
has,
stops
means
movement.
he has
Yeah,
disadvantage on anyone other than the
Okay, cool.
grappler.
Just trying my luck. 18 to hit.
yeah, 18 hits.
And that is 23 points of damage.
Hold on, giant. Yep. 20. How many?
23.
Yep. Sweet. Still standing.
It's a shame. Let's try again. 24 to hit.
Yeah, hits.
And that's another 23 points of damage, please.
Wow. Fucking all working on the burn school of cheating.
What D&D Beyond?
Oh, the one fell down. Oh, let me switch them over.
Oh, they all died. Oh, what a good shot.
It falls down and you fall into an endless pit into the depths of Avernus and you die
I
forever.
forgot to say I had arrows of many targets, so...
Oops, you're dead. Yeah, he goes down. Last hit takes him out. I'm going to see if this guy's got steadier feet. My God. Apparently they can't stand up that way. Nice. As yeah, the one that called out went down. They are all speaking Draconic, bar the one that is incapacitated. So one giant hits the deck.
That's my guy, thank you.
Arta.
Well, we've got the keys in front of me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
So-
pretty big giant in front of you.
I'm going to try and hit him with my hammer. That's a 19 to hit.
Yep, 19 hits.
Perfect. I will be doing multiple things here, so bear with me. I will be using... I'll roll the initial damage.
The
and then we'll
power
do
of
the
friendship.
next.
Yeah, just I can do all the damage individually. I did one on Excel, so it's fine.
Actually, it doesn't matter if they're immune to anything because my thing means they're not. Okay, so that was. Oh fuck! Why'd you close? That was 6 plus. 6. That's 12 plus. 11, so that's what, 23 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's everything.
Nice.
Yeah, and those were low rolls.
He still
Is it
looks
2?
pretty
Is
good.
it 2d8 or is it 3?
You stop tickling my shin.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
Stay where you are.
Well, I'm not going to be able to get... Do I know his reach?
You'd assume it's not short.
Okay, well, there's no point using my telekinetic push then. That being said, can I move so that John has got a flanking position if he chooses to take it?
Yeah. Dance around him.
Yeah, essentially. I'm like doing shadow boxing.
Yep, I like it. Nice. Back on top. Otto, you're up. The one that you could see. Well, I mean, you can see the tops of the heads, to be fair, because it's only a 5-foot drop. But
And the one on top's held, is it?
no, it's incapacitated.
Incapacitated. I guess I'll just fire the Eldritch Blast to that one.
Mm-hmm. Wow, shoot a giant whilst it stood still. Yeah, there's no. You don't get any. It just can't take actions or reactions. It doesn't affect.
I've
Your
got a 21, 26, and a nat 20.
Yes. All hit.
I'll do the nat 20 first. That'll be 14, 18.
Mm-hmm.
Force damage for the nat 20.
Yep.
Plus 5. 9 plus 19 with the other two combined force damage.
Plus 19. Nice. That one is close to bloodied.
I'll move 30 feet towards that one.
Toward that one.
Yeah.
There you go. As you are back on the field. Nice. Saga, you are up.
He said that one at the top was nearly bloodied.
Nearly bloodied.
Bayman's standing between the other two.
Mm-hmm.
It may be one.
Yeah.
No, I'll just do the
I think technically
do the
that
same
one's
again with another psychic glance to the one at the top.
Okay.
So intelligence
Wow. 16.
is another fail. Not the best roll. 25 points of psychic damage and incapacitated again.
Wicked. Nice. There we are.
For now. Oh, can you con save for the poison?
Concept for poison, yeah.
19.
19 is fail.
For the poison.
Yeah, for this type of poison.
Damn.
Von, you're up. Because that one is incapacitated and the other one is dead.
Okay. So Feywind's yelled out that they want to take us to the Death Bloom.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Does anything happen with the voices in my head when the name is mentioned?
Does anything happen, little puppet boy?
I hope not.
Not when the name is mentioned. No.
Okay. Just to double check that just before doing anything, just in case that affects me. Okay, so I am going to Can I now closer to it? Can I kind of do some sort of inspection of
Yep.
of it to kind of
Yeah,
work
yeah.
out if it's got any kind of immunities or anything like that?
Yeah.
Be an
Investigation, nature.
check. It probably won't matter. I'll go nature. That's 13.
13 on a nature. You don't get nothing into its immunities or anything like that. You can see that this thing is diseased. You can see that the way that the veins are pumping, its eyes are open, the way it's breathing. This thing is in like a fight or flight mode. It looks very feral.
I mean, I guess I'll just go for it since I'm in melee range. I'm gonna attack it with primal savagery.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 16 to hit.
Yeah, 16 hits.
$19 acid damage.
19 acid damage. Nice. Cool. Stay where you are.
Yes.
In the butt cheeks of. Cool. All the snakes are gone. No, you got the one
That
snake
one's
behind.
still alive.
Yep.
Yeah, so I guess that has, was it with 30-foot movement speed?
Mm-hmm.
Can it get to the next one?
The one that's in the north.
Either that one or the one on Arta, whatever's closest. Can it reach either of them?
It can just get to both. 30 foot is almost exactly equidistant.
And if that one's incapacitated at the top,
Mm-hmm.
is that is
No, it doesn't. Incapacitated.
Is that the one that does the crit, or is that's something
No,
else?
incapacitated is a bit weird. It just says incapacitated creatures can't take actions or reactions. It's a weird one because it doesn't even mention fucking moving.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll go for the other one that's on Arta then.
Yeah.
And I guess I'll try and grapple it again.
Oh shit.
It's a good roll. 25.
Yep.
S- 16 bludgeoning.
16 bludgeoning. And it is grappled. Arto, as you shimmy round behind, a snake lunges off from the ledge and grapples round the giant beast. A giant snake or the giant man? As it is the giant's turn. Grappled. Oh. Funny, it says the condition ends if the grappler is incapacitated. Does that mean you can't grapple an incapacitated creature? That seems like a broken thing. It is going to... It can't move. I hate the snake. How's the snake looking? Bloodied.
It's bloodied, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to rip it apart. Cool. It's going to blood spear the snake. Try and get rid of this fucker. That is, 15 on a die, so like 23.
Yeah, that hits.
That is, come on, dice, roll better for me. 21 points of damage.
It's just about still alive.
Oh, you fucking
It's got 3 health.
bastard. It has to make 2 blood spirit attacks. Okay, blood spirit attack again against it. That is going to be a 15.
Yeah.
And I roll 3 dice. I'm going to get more than 3 health. So yeah, it does like 15 or 16 damage.
Cool. It's both snakes are down.
Snakes are down. After, as you see, yeah, this giant grapple with and rip this snake apart before he falls over.
So I'm not concentrating anymore then.
You are not concentrating anymore. That was that giant's go. The other one is the one that is right next to you. It is going to... You guys are being pretty annoying.
We're being annoying. We were attacked when we were just going about our business, walking through the woods.
You were just being captured. Captured and processed. It's fine. Yeah, fuck it. He's just going to hit you. I'm trying to work out if he picks you up, but one's down, one's incapacitated. Yeah. Cool. Back to plan 1. First attack against you, Von, is 22.
Mm-hmm.
And second one is a 23. So first, 23 points of piercing damage.
So it's at 11 or 12.
Runs down. 12. 11. And the second one is 22. So 11 again.
Okay.
As it just hits you twice. Faywin, you're up.
I'm just gonna attack with my bow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was a nat 20 and now it's a 2, so that's not gonna hit.
Why would it?
You're not poisoned.
You're not poisoned.
No, I know. But it's still only 14 and I was sharpshooter in it, so it would have been 9 to hit. So 24 to hit the second time.
24 hits on the second one.
And
Which one are
that's
you aiming
22
for, by the
points
way?
of damage.
There's like 3 all stood around you.
Let's go for the one in the middle,
Okay.
please. That's 22 points of damage.
22 points of damage. Arta.
Yes.
You
I can't believe
are-
John didn't come in to give me the ability to flank.
He didn't
prick.
do it.
Oh,
He just stood there, just being
I-
a
can I
lump.
go back and do that for him? I didn't realise that's what you
Yeah,
want.
maybe.
I didn't move. so-
Yeah, you didn't move.
Don't have to.
I'm
Don't
being
worry, it's
lazy
fine.
and just watching better, to be honest.
Yeah, John's just like,
He's
fuck
keeping an
now,
eye
these
out
things
for
are big.
danger with his.
I think the
high
danger
perception
might
wisdom,
be all around.
Yeah.
so they could-
Right. So I've got advantage now.
Yeah, John's there.
I'm going hammer again. I didn't need it. That's a 24 to hit.
Yep.
Okay. That is 12 plus. Am I going to use my next? 12 plus 6 is 18. Am I going to use my smite? I only have one more use of it.
I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't remember even what it does. What does it do? I didn't even realise that it had to do stuff if it did stuff. I'm gonna use the smite again. So hold on. Where's me list of rolls?
Don't know.
12 plus 6 because I can't roll ones with thunder damage. So that is 28 points of damage, and because it's a creature, it needs to make a strength saving throw.
Because it's a creature.
Yeah, and it got hit with a thunderous
23.
strike. Yeah, it's fine. Nothing
quite strong.
happens.
This is definitely bloodied. So 2 of them, one incapacitated looks bloodied, the one there is bloodied, the other one is looking fairly fresh.
How's everyone looking on our end?
Dagger's taken a few hits.
Just
Yeah,
above bloodied.
same.
I'm grand.
Who can I see? I can see Faywin.
You see Faywin, Vaughn, and
I can see Zaga.
Zaga. Yeah, you can't see Otar.
We'll go with Von. As a bonus action. Wait, did I put it on? Oh, this is awkward.
I cast Spare the Dying.
Shit. Did I really not put it on? I thought I put it on.
Are you doing it or not doing
You
it?
didn't do healing word again, did you?
I gotta do 3 actions.
I was. I did not put. I'll do mass healing word. Fuck it. It's a bit shite, but.
Oh, was it
whatever.
heal you didn't learn?
Yeah.
No, so I have Cure Wounds, which is the touch word, which
Yeah.
is an action. I have Mass Healing Word, which is the bonus action, does lots of people.
But you didn't
And
do
then
it.
there's also Healing Word, which heals more, but obviously, heals more for one target, which I thought I had on, and I was going to use level 1 spell slot on it. But we'll Mass Healing Word at level 4. Everyone I can see heals 9 points of damage
Yep, 3 of you down in the pit.
for what it's worth.
Nice.
Right, that is my go now.
So, round to the top. Otter, you are up. You can see that one is still incapacitated. One is dead, and you see the heads of 2 others.
How far am I away from the one that's incapacitated?
About 45 foot, 50 foot maybe. Yeah.
I will bonus action Sonic jump, which gives me fly speed of double my walking speed. So I'll fly over to next to him.
Yep.
And I will Great Weapon Master attack him. Oh, that's not going to be good. only gonna be an 11.
11 does not hit.
I'll try another swing at him. And that's a nat 1, so
Nice.
I will use my movement, because he's
Yep.
incapacitated, right? To move 30 feet back away from him.
Hang on a minute. So how much was your movement?
Well, my bonus action fly was like a bonus action, like extra movement kind of thing.
You sure?
I mean, that's what it reads like. It's a sonic jump. As a bonus action, you gain the ability to fly speed twice your movement. As it's a bonus action, I'm assuming that I'm guessing that's like a dash. Well, not a dash, like a rogue thing. Like, I'll go with your ruling on it, but
Sounds like you shoot your pants, fucked up, and you want to run away. But we can read it after.
I mean, essentially, yeah. I can't hit no incapacitated giant. You know, I'm pretty embarrassed over here.
Move back. Ooh. Well, I'll check it out after. But yeah, I would have thought if it says double your movement there,
It just gives me a fly speed of twice. Yeah, just for that round, end of my turn.
Yeah, but then I thought that was like. But usually you don't. Yeah, unless it's like a dash bonus. Okay, either way. Cool. Otter flies in, misses, runs away, but none of you can see it because he's 5 foot up. Actually, Zaga, you might be able to see it. Between the legs of the giant that is not moving, you see Zaga. You see Otter fly up, miss, fly away. As Zaga, you are up.
Do I just do the same thing again?
It's pretty
Pretty boring, isn't it?
boring. But you do it, man.
how-
He's bloodied. He's not on death's door.
What's the distance between the one that's incapacitated and the one that's next to Von?
Oof. It'd be just under 60 foot, I think.
Can I get all three of them within 30 foot of me? I have 30-foot movement. It sounds like I might just be able to.
You might just be able to, yeah. Yeah, if you were like dead in the middle.
And I'm already poisoned, so I'm not worried about moving.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. You might just be able to get their feet in. Yeah. Cool.
Cool. I will do that, and I will use my bagpipes
Mm-hmm.
to. They're probably going to have good con, but I'm going to try it anyway. I'm going to use 3 charges on my bagpipes to cast Destructive Wave.
Mm-hmm.
Can they all do a con save, please?
Yeah. I need you to do a con save as well for the poison.
I'm already poisoned.
Yeah, but I still need you to do a con save for it.
5. I guess I'm double
5.
poisoned.
Cool. Sweet. So incapacitated one can't take actions or reactions, but can do saving throws, right?
I mean,
Yeah,
if that's what
makes sense.
incapacitated says, I have no idea.
Yeah, it just says it can't take actions or reactions. I need to read it more because it sounds like you can still move around. It makes no sense. 23 for the incapacitated one. The one next to Arta is only a 16, and the one next to Vaughn is a 18.
The last 2 fail.
Mm-hmm.
Destructive Wave, where is it? So it's 5d6 Thunder and then 5d6 Radiant, half damage for the one that succeeded.
Okay. Might be enough.
So the Thunder is 17.
Yep.
Rounded down, what's that, 8? And the Radiant is 23, rounded down, 11.
Yeah, so it's 40 and 20. Nice. 40. Whoosh. This one is dead. Ooh. Favorite roll a luck check for John.
No.
Squished.
Can't he do a dex save, like an athletics or something?
You can roll a deck save if you want.
He rolled a 17
Oh.
on the luck check.
No, you said you wanted a deck save. It's a 45 deck save DC. John doesn't get it. Technically distract you away from pushing backwards and sideways anyway. As Giant goes down, leaving just 2 on the board. 1 in the north, who is now not incapacitated because
Yeah,
the
he's
end of
fine,
Zaga's go, and then one that is with Von. On that second fail for poison, you are indeed still poisoned, Zaga, but you are starting to feel lethargic. You feel slow in your movements, like this prolonged time in this stuff is not making you feel very good at all.
Do I get a saving throw for, as it's the end of my turn now?
No, because you moved, it goes to on the movement.
Goes to the new one.
Yeah. Technically, it would have been on the end of your turn for that one, but you moved anyway, so yeah. If you had passed, that would have been different because you failed it.
I guess my movement speed is reduced.
No, you just feel you're not sure. Nothing. You don't have any other signs other than you just, as it's in there, you just feel like it's making you a little bit more lethargic. You feel like staying in here is not good for you, but it doesn't mechanically do anything at the moment.
And the fact that I'm immune to disease makes no difference.
It makes no difference. That is an absolutely fantastic thing to remind me of.
Rip.
Faywin.
Oh, Zaga, you little shit. Yes.
Can you give me a Constitution saving throw, please?
Can we remember that I've got the beard when I roll this time?
Yeah.
The magical beard, seeing as I rolled a 6.
6. You. Give me a second. You know, this is actually quite funny. Right, give me 1 second to work this out because I need to Google a thing.
Am I spreading a disease that I'm immune to?
It's also worrying when Herb gets excited when he has to Google something. I have got the beard, just
I
as a
know,
reminder.
and do you know what? This might get rid of the beard. Who even knows? I can't.
But then I'm not immune to poison. I want to keep the beard.
There should be. Oh, piss. Oh, no, it's not going to work. Okay, I've got it. I've got somewhere else. Can you roll a D6?
4.
4. Good. Let me just see if I can find the thing very quickly. I had a list somewhere, and I'm pretty sure I got rid of it, and then I've just remembered why I shouldn't have got rid of it. 4. You have something bad happen to you. Oh, good. No. 4. Nice. You are... A few things happen as Zaga moves up, cast a destructive wave, and you can see again he kicks up these spores. As Zaga breathes them in, you get a... you haven't been affected by these spores as they kicked up. You've been breathing them in. You feel pretty immune to what's been going on here. But you feel as they kick up and as Zaga passes you by, there's like either like a stench or a feeling or that something weird happens. These spores now feel like they're affecting you, but maybe it's not spores, maybe it's something else, and you get really itchy. Your skin starts to like crawl and itch, and you it's a bit almost like a stinging nettle feeling, but it's come out of nowhere. The only things that have changed are Zaga has walked past you, and as spores have kicked up, you are now starting to feel itchy. You can now take only a action or a bonus action.
Am I allergic to Zaga after all this time?
I gave you exactly what you asked me for. You put it in a message and you said, "Make me allergic to Zaga." No, obviously that's all you. That's all you know. I've got myself so fucking tripped out here. Hang on. I got so excited. I had to find a thing in my spreadsheet and I lost it. I got confused. Live. Completed. Yes, gone. Perfect. Nice. But Zaga, you still do feel, even though you're immune to disease, you still feel affected by this.
Yeah. I'm assuming I'm spreading a disease that's making Fabian sick.
I don't know, maybe something like that. Cool, my giant boy's not he's not fucked up anymore. That's fantastic. 2 of his mates are down.
He's just been standing there watching like a big useless lump.
Yeah, it's not great. He is going to. He needs to get you. He is going to throw. No, is he?
Looks like they've already thrown this fight. Badumsh. Just kill me now.
He's going to run. He is going to take 2 blood spear attacks at Von. First one is a 19.
Oh, cutting words that. Von, what's your AC?
19.
So I only need to roll a 1.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yes, you're right. So yeah, as you call out, the spear shoots past Von. I think. Cool. As that first one misses, flies out as you call out, he looks down towards you two who have been speaking Draconic at you, is going to grab up a large stone from the floor and just launch it down towards both Zaga and Faywin, who are helpfully stood a little bit too close to each other. Can you give me dexterity saving throws, please? Sorry, that's one of the dice. Faywin.
29.
Oh, fucking hell.
and 26.
Cool. Let's just say that fails because it's more fun. 15. You take 8 points of damage as you both dodge out of the way as he throws the spear, gets put off by the cutting words towards, looks down at you two Draconic speakers, pieces of this rock, launches it down between you as you both dodge enough out of the way, but not enough to not take any damage. You take half damage. That was his full movement. Von, you are up.
I am going to... I am going to change into chalice form.
Mm-hmm.
And do a healing word. How far away from me is Balin?
Not far. 20 foot.
What's the range of the starting point? In 30 foot, cool. Okay, I'm going to do a healing word on myself,
Mm-hmm.
and then do the extra chalice heal on Faywin. So I get 8 back, and that used 8. Oof. Faywin gets 10 health back.
Thank you.
And then I'm just going to Primal Savagery the one in front of me again.
Yep.
So 16.
Yeah, it's.
Why do I always fucking lose my details? Oh, that's 21 acid damage.
21 damage. Nice. Both of these are bloodied. As you change form, you lose your hover speed, right?
Yes.
So I need a con save as you land down into a patch of spores.
And because it's for poison, because of the amulet, I get advantage. So 17.
That's a fail. You are poisoned. Nice. Up next is this giant. Jesus Christ. These guys aren't smart though. Do I just hit you? Yep. 2 blood spear attacks down. We need some spoils. We need some food for later. Yum, yum, yum. That is a 22 to hit.
Is this on me?
Yep.
Yep.
That is... Oh, that's much better. That's much better. That is 25 points of damage. Still
So
piercing.
12. Yeah.
Yep. And then the next one is a 21 to hit.
Yep.
And that is 22 points. So down to 11 again.
Okay. I am bloodied.
Good. Faywin, you're up.
I want to shout out, God, I'm itchy.
You tell everyone, you freak.
So itchy right now. And I can only do one bonus or one action, right?
One action or one bonus action, yep.
Itchy, yeah. Okay. I will attack the one there at the top.
Yep.
That is, it's only 16.
16 hits.
Oh, nice. That's 21 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
Am I only allowed to do one attack then? Or I get 2 attacks for an action.
Ooh. I think that is the wording, yeah. It's an action or a bonus
Did the same
action.
effect as slow.
Yeah. Yeah.
It feels a bit cheaty if I don't. Because I only really ever do one action with 2 attacks anyway, so...
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's, an action or a bonus action, and you can't use multi-attack. It's the same effect as it's a disease effect. So yeah, it's 1 attack. So 21?
Yeah.
And you carry on itchy, yes. Gaby? No. Not go there. Arthur, you're up.
I've
Dead
just read
man
the
down.
description. I've just read the description of Thorn Vide, and I feel like this is probably something that I should know more about because it does mention a death bleed.
No.
Yeah. Right. Can I try and get too close to the one at the top?
Yeah, easily. How close?
20 foot within 20
Oh,
foot.
yeah, you're pretty much all into it. 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, you only move like 5 foot.
Cool. I'm going to throw my hammer.
Nice.
That is a 29. A nat 20 plus 9.
Wish. Nice.
Ha.
You'll be happy to hear.
This is where it gets complicated. I tell you what I'm going to do.
I would just roll some of the damage, and it might be enough.
Well, I was thinking about channeling divinity to do max, but okay.
Maybe don't.
Okay.
This guy's looking pretty fucked up. I mean,
So
if you
that
want, go for it.
I'm not going to do that, but I will tell you what the full damage is before I continue. So it's double the dice rolls, yeah?
Yeah.
And then... Oh.
Really wants to give you a big number.
I very much will do.
It's fine. Just say the number. Just where it is.
So that is 50 points of damage, please.
Nice. Glad you did against that one. That put him into minus 44 damage. So good job.
Oh, he can't be rezzed.
He can. He's got a lot more than 44.
Oh well. Yeah, I rolled very well on that as well. I got an 8 on the first roll out of 8. I got a 5 out of 6 in the second roll, and I got 10 out of 12 on the
Sorry,
third roll.
David versus Goliath as well as you throw a hammer
Oh no,
at
sorry,
a giant.
10 out of
knocks it down.
16 on the third roll. Yeah.
It's good. He had 6
and it comes
life.
back to my hand. Oh wow, fuck's sakes!
Yep,
But it was cool. So
it was
yeah.
cool. Yeah, giant goes down.
That's me done.
It looks like he stood up as well. Can you
No,
roll a
we'll
con
say
save, please?
we'll say.
You move forward 5 foot, which means you kicked up some spores.
Well, I'll do that with advantage, but it doesn't matter. That's a 21, a 19, and a 21.
Okay, yeah, that succeeds. Otter. There is one boy left, and he's quite far from you.
Can I see him?
You can't,
I'll
'cause
move
he's a
30 feet
giant.
closer.
Yeah. Which means he stands tall. Yeah, 30 gets you. Oh, I should have put this tree down. Like to the ridge.
Yeah.
You're at the giant's feet, so yeah, now you're within like 70 foot probably.
I'll just pass them.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Eldritch Blast.
Got 27, a 27, and a nat 1.
Then that one doesn't hit, but the other two do.
Altogether, that's 22 points of force damage.
22 points of force damage. This boy is still up. Zaga, you are up.
Does he look bloodied?
Oh, he's well blooded, yeah.
Zaga's had enough of this guy and wants to make him go away.
Mm-hmm.
And this is probably overkill, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
I'm going to point my finger and go pew pew pew. Can I have a dex saving throw, please?
Pew 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 doesn't do anything. No, it's not actually a spell. It's a 9.
That will be a fail. As I go pew pew pew, a thin green ray springs from my pointing finger and does. Yeah, these dice jingling on my screen. It's not even giving me a number. Does 79 points of force damage.
79 points of
hell.
That
force.
disintegrate.
Yes, it is. If the damage leaves it with 0 hit points, it is disintegrated.
Oh, good. This guy disintegrates. One less body to deal with. Yeah, he definitely didn't have that much. That puts him into minus 52.
Wait, what? One less body to deal with? Are we chopping up the bodies and burying them? Like, what do you mean?
No, I mean, you can't. If you disintegrate a body, you don't get anything off a body, do you? Body's not there anymore.
Oh, it's the exact opposite spell to a Zaga spell. Because you can't loot a disintegrated body.
What you didn't know is
But
that,
you do
that
get
guy
to
had a
point
massive
and go,
bag of
pew,
gold in his
pew, pew.
back. You did get 2 pew. See, as you turn and fire off this disintegrate spell, this bloodlusted giant is trying to stab down and kill Von. It disappears into dust, and the giants are slain. You are, however, those that are in the
Do I get my
bog
saving throw now?
down here. Yeah, need to give me saving throws. I need to know as Otto, you come up, we can stay in initiative count, but you are still technically, whilst there's no danger on the field, you are in a poisonous field. So I need saving throws. You didn't move, but I still need a saving throw.
Oh, 11.
That's fail. So yeah, as the giants fall down around you, and peace kind of falls around, the rest of the forest quietens down, you can see that these spores are just everywhere across this entire pit area. It looks like it was picked specifically as a place for a trap to be able to deal with this. Any movement on the floor, any walking will kick up a step, and you will need to roll saves. So, Arta, Zaga, Faywin, and Von, you are all within that area. That area is kind of everywhere up to the... Oh, shit, I punched this ridgeline that runs through where it rises up 5 foot. And it will span all the way out to this far side as well. As far as you can look out to the east and west, this lower ground area is filled with these weird kind of like mushroom spores.
I will use my last... Wait, are we in initiative order?
You can say, it's up to you whether you want to stay in or not. I'm just saying you're going to need to move, so you can decide how you want to do it. But we're leaving the initiative open just so I know. who
Before
knows to-
Zaga moves,
Mhm.
we don't have to do this right now, but Otto wants to leave the body next to him. But we can do that after they've
Oh
moved.
yeah.
I'm. Oh god.
I'll use my 4th level spell slot to resummon horse,
Mm-hmm.
mount him, and fly away from the spores.
Does the horse now have to do a con save for landing in
Yeah, I
there?
was gonna say, how are you gonna get on the horse when the horse is like that?
He appears. He's right next to me. I just hop on him.
Okay, cool. So he needs to roll con save because he's jumped into the thing.
Damn it.
How are you gonna get on the horse? You're a midget.
What's his con? +3. Okay, same as me. He's 17.
17, that will be a fail. So the horse is poisoned. But yeah, you can spawn the horse, jump on, and then fly up over as you two have the poison condition still. Von, Arta, Faywin. Faywin, at the moment, you haven't felt any effect other than the itchiness, but you're not sure that was actually caused by the spores. Von, you are poisoned, and Arta, you've managed to, with Hold being poisoned thus far. You can use your, you'd have an action, right? So you can use your full movement, however you want to do it, to get out. So you're probably going to roll one more save, but I just want to make sure you do it.
Can we not dash?
Yeah?
Well, I want to get out. So
Yep. Sweet. Give me
whilst poison's not really a big thing for me, it's still annoying.
Still not great, yeah. Yeah, cool. Yeah, you can dash out. Just give me a saving throw.
I'm not right. 21.
Yeah, nice. So yeah, Arta, you turn, jump out, get yourself up, and still.
As
you
I
are
do
not
that, I
poisoned.
wave to everyone else in the hole.
So yeah, it's Von and Faywin.
I will go back to Dragon Foreman.
Mm-hmm.
Go above and travel out above the spores.
As one's flying,
Mm-hmm.
can I fly next to him and try
Yeah.
and pat him on the back?
Yeah. You got to lean over.
Yeah.
Cool. Give me an animal handling check. Because you're probably good at dexterity.
10.
10. You lean over. Horse gets a bit jittery. You just miss his back. You need to be better than that. Unless you're trying to push him on the floor, which I think is funny, but no. Von, you see this giant horse next to you. Because you also got to get the wingspan of the Pegasus in.
As I do it, I say, well done.
Oh.
And try and pat him on the back.
I think you have to style it out.
But I swing and I miss.
You swing and you miss. You go for it and you have to like style out. Because if you look at the size of a Pegasus wings, and then you put a tiny little Zagger on top. And then you
How far away
say,
is Faerun now from me?
lean out. I don't think you're going to reach further than the wings. I don't know how you get alongside. But I like it as a
I
try.
can just,
Faywin is like 20 or 30 foot.
I'm just gonna walk through it.
No, I can use my telekinetic movement to move her.
I don't need that.
And if you move her, she's going to get dragged through the fucking spores. That'd be great help.
Yeah, I don't need it. It's alright. Save it.
Yeah.
Because as I'm walking out, because I'm just walking through it, but
Mhm.
I'm so itchy that I'm like, oh my god, how is this not making you itchy? As I'm like scratching my arms and stuff as I walk just through it.
Yeah. If you walk through the spores do not have any poison effect on you, Faywin.
But I've called out about the itchy.
Yeah, but you are scratching. You are pretty hivey, and that continues. So, as we roll, I'll keep track of who's got what, and Faywin's got a disease. Cool.
No.
You guys, feel, those of you that are poisoned, that have floated out, still feel the poison effect. You still feel like it's lingering in your system. Though this fight is over, the poison effect has not disappeared yet.
Can we still roll checks every so often for that?
I'll let you know.
When we get back out of it, I
Mhm.
will hand one of the having very actively heard Faerun being very vocal about her itchiness,
Mhm.
and one of the ointments that I've got, the
Yep.
Keotan's ointment.
Is this antihistamine?
Pretty much.
Yes, effectively.
Oh, thank you. What is it?
So, do you use a dose of the ointment? if you apply it to your skin, creature gains 2d8 plus 2 hit points, ceases to be poisoned, and is cured of any disease.
Oh, wonderful. Do you roll the 2d8?
I'll let you roll it.
No, you
Seeing this happen, can I jump off horse,
Mm-hmm.
wander over, and say, "Wow, Barn, really nice," and hold out my fist for a fist bump?
Yep.
I reluctantly fist bump.
As he
Okay.
touches me, I cast Greater Restoration to break the curse, causing the attunement to his hat.
Oh, you smart little dragon.
Sneaky.
I
Nice.
hats off to you, but not even a pun, but also a pun.
Also a pun. Nice. So yeah, Greater Restoration is it Greater? Hang on. Let me read Greater Restoration.
It says a curse to break.
That's
attunement
the
to
curse
a
one. Nice. As you fist bump cast Greater Restoration curse on, and attunement is broken to the helm. Von, you notice it straight away because you feel a peace. You haven't even realised the influence and the noises and the feel of the woodland talking to you that was coming from this. But again, as it goes, the paranoia lifts, and you feel, you instantly feel that you had some charm effect or something on you at the same time.
And I yell, "Quick, take his hat!"
Yep.
I will happily pass over the hat now.
Zach
I
will take the hat.
will. Am I within 30 feet of Von?
Yeah, you all kind of got up next
I'm
to that
gonna
body.
use.
So yeah.
I'm going to use my telekinetic push. Once he hands over the hat to push him away from the hat.
Yeah. Cool.
Do not put it on your head
Yeah.
to the group.
Did I grab the hat? I wanted to grab the hat.
So I'm just going to put it on.
Yeah, you would
isn't
have been
he?
closest. So you still have to attune to it.
Yeah, I'm looking at the hat in my hands.
Yeah. So yeah, as you cast a Great Restoration, you feel the attunement break, Von. You get that clarity of mind, and then as that you feel the hat being able to be released at least. As you take it off, Zaga snatches the hat, or the hat. It's a crown.
So, because I've cast Greater Restoration,
Yep.
do I know that the curse has been removed from it?
You know the curse has been removed from Von.
Oh, it's been removed from Von, not the hat. Okay.
Faven has
The
told
hat still looks
on
like
the hat.
And
Has told you.
Arta knows that about curses as well because he has access to that spell.
Zaga is eyeing up the hat
Mhm.
and sort of positions it above his head, imagining how it would look on him with antlers.
Can Faven try and snatch it from him, please?
I'm gonna hold a whole person spell.
Is Fabian trying to snatch the hat?
If you want to go into contested rolls for snatching that, yeah,
Yeah.
go for it. So it's dex. It's like a grapple check, so it's like strength or dex versus strength or dex.
It's going to be Dex first Dex.
Yeah.
Dirty 20.
21, baby.
No.
It's like as you reach in, you get very close. Almost get a hand on it as he moves it away.
I'm going to use Cosmic Omen on Fabian's roll.
Close enough to give him a push, just to get.
While I
Just needs a
appreciate
two.
Zaga getting it off me, I do
Yeah.
not want it in his possession. What I can't remember what die. It's a D8, D6.
Mhm.
2.
Yeah, it's enough.
Damn it.
Nice.
And as Fabian snatches it, Zaga yells, "Hey, I used 100 gold pieces worth of diamond dust to get that hat!"
Can Zaga not cutting words there?
I don't
use
know.
it?
You can't cut in words and omen. I don't think you can do a cut. You can't do a cut. You have to do it on the initial thing. I
Just,
think.
yeah, it's an attack.
Yeah.
If he did do that, I would have used my face shard to get another boost,
Yeah.
so we'd be here all night.
It would have been one-on-one. I mean, I'm all for you all using all of your abilities against each other. That helps me.
I would have used guidance on Faywin.
Galaxy is fine. As the whole person.
Fabian now has the hat and the beard.
So yeah, Fabian, you
I got
have
an
hold of the head, the now changed headband of intellect.
How do you feel, Von?
I can't hear voices anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
It was-
sorry that I.
It was
put
your
on,
own. A lot of it
but-
was your own voice, though. A lot of it was your own thoughts. It's like you
Okay.
had a very busy mind. Your mind was constantly thinking about protecting yourself, how to get where you want to go. Like, what you realize now that the attunement going, it just is a quieting of your own thoughts more than necessarily like voices and other
Okay.
presence. You were mainly talking to yourself and hearing yourself. It wasn't. You didn't. That's what I say. When you hear the death bloom, you don't hear the death bloom. It was never talking to you.
Yeah.
You were
Okay.
talking to yourself. You were just constantly planning and scheming and thinking and watching and okay, is that person going to come after me, or is that person going to come after me, or what are their real motives? You were just constantly. It's almost like now it's gone. You feel like fucking I was exhausted from all of the thinking you were constantly doing. There's a bit of peace in your mind for now.
The curse of ADHD.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
I rolled an 18 on the investigation on the body.
Nice. Cool. So yeah, as the three of you stood around Arta holding off as Otter goes through and has a look. 18 investigation. You notice a few things on the body. The body itself is fairly clean. They're not carrying around lots of stuff. It's not like they're lugging bags. You can see that they have the spears. They have this vine, which is definitely living, almost like a living plant that they have within them. You can see the poison barbs at the end, and you can see where there's like marks on their around their hands and around their wrists, where it would latch into their skin, where it's feeding that energy off. So they have these vines with them. The rest of what they have is mainly just like small. They'd be large to you. They look like small swords, but they are like hunting and boning knives, and lots of different hunting equipment. You can see that this one has on his arm though, like a what would it be? Like what do they call it? You know, like a tattoo, but like a pinned tattoo. Like a ink driven one, like a handmade almost tattoo that looks like a bit like a serpent had all. It's weird. It's the outline of like a serpent, but not quite a snake. Like the face of it isn't snake-like. The face of it is a bit more draconic. And it's on it's on the shoulder of this one, tapped in this like long snake outline with this draconic kind of serpent face.
Otto, would
Okay.
you tell us that you've seen that?
Yeah, and I'll take the vine to give to Bo.
Mm-hmm.
One van, please could I have the sending stone? I need to let Bo know that you're no longer stupid enough to put a hat on. Because he was going to be telling the druids that you were cursed, and God knows where that would have ended up.
I thought the hat suited him. Just saying.
I'm just glad my head is clear now. Yes, Fabian, take the stone. Speak to Bo.
And I assume that Otto has in between told us about the serpent thing.
Yeah.
Cool, I'm just counting the words 1 second.
Mm-hmm. Right, while you count the words, should we take? I need a quick pee. Let's take a quick pee break. I might be able to switch the fan off.
And a water break.
And a water break. Get hydrated. So yeah, the combat ends. You've searched through. The bodies are fair. Well, this body that is the one you're close to. The other two are within that swampy area or that poisoned area. But yeah, you can see this serpent-like long. It's like a snake with the draconic face inside and lots of hunting equipment, and then these vines that are there. Their body also, you would see now that they're dead. Those the veins in their arms have all calmed down, but you can still see the outlines where their veins are of a deep purple coloration, which is very it looks very unnatural for them as a normal being. But yeah, you can count the message to go to Bo, and we'll have a quick little tinkle break.
Yep.
Sweet. So Bo's
To
message.
send it to you type to help. Would that be useful?
Wait about what? Sorry.
Would you like me to send it to you in text as well? Is that useful? Okay.
I don't think that Bo wrote. I only listened to half of it, and then.
Oh wow. Okay. Right, here we go. Von Van removed headband. Not attuned. and curse lifted. Just found tainted actual giants with draconic tattoos, fighting for Deathbloom. Bryn was hunting religious relics. Any spare words? No. Can I say P.S. Can we be BFFs? Yes.
I don't. There's no spare words. You said, and also you said "here we go," which was 3 words at the beginning.
No.
Here we go. Looking for relics. Okay, you didn't ask any questions, so you're not really going to get any response. His response will say, "Good news about Von, but Druid's already aware they are on their way."
You're getting a bit laggy again.
What? What the fuck's going on with Discord?
I jinxed it. I jinxed
Yeah.
it by saying it at the P break.
But nothing's different.
It might sort itself again. It did earlier on.
Yeah.
So annoying. Fucking Discord gets one on my tits. Yeah, the only thing I
So
can
the
think
good
is
news
the
about
sounds.
Von Van.
Hang
All
on.
druids already know and they're on their
Stream.
way.
Quality.
On their way to where?
I wonder if they just have the input from the fan at one point, rather than you speaking to many dodgy.
I've not got the aircons off. That's what I mean. This is normal.
It sounds like there's a fan.
What?
Sorry, I'm back.
Bonjour. Don't worry about fighting with.
My bathroom did not have any moisturizer.
I can send you the link of a really nice one. That they
Out of
made.
context speeches.
Okay.
The funny thing is, I don't even know the context. I just responded to it in the preamble.
I fucking don't know. Yeah, we have to power with it.
It sounds like there's a fan's blowing on it.
I
Maybe
can
it's
only
DC
think that
fans?
there's something gone wrong somewhere and there's cables loose because clearly something's gone on. I'm gonna have to beat up my cleaner because she's clearly unplugged something somewhere along the line. And the PC is quite warm. Yeah, we'll just have to. We'll have to see it through, and then I'll have a look at all the sound settings after. Something somewhere, something, either Windows or something cable. Bo, yeah. So if you send that over to Bo to update him, he will say good news about Von, but druids are on their way.
To where?
Reinforcements for the Deathbloom. Sick. They promised. We were promised no help by anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we'd come out here with all of this gear from the druids to help the druids. As I look down to my very fancy plated flower thing.
Yeah.
To the group, I'll relay what Bo has said, and then I want to say to them, what with Ottar's book and this crown, it feels like there's more and more of these cursed relics around. It may be worth that after everybody's had a rest, we have a think about how we could remove such curses moving forward.
I just did it, and you took the crown from me.
I know you just did it, and I know that I took the crown, and you know why I took the crown, Zaga, because no one in Redvant is going to try and buy this, and it's
Because you're
probably-
greedy.
No.
You're greedy. I used 100 gold pieces worth of diamond dust for that hat.
I will hand
Oh.
100 gold over to Zaga for.
Don't do it.
I wouldn't do that, Von Van. It's the principle of the matter.
He did save his life, really. We don't know what would have happened.
Zaga snatches the 100 gold pieces before Bond can rethink it.
Is the poison still up?
Yep, you're all still feel poisoned.
Does Zaga look physically? But is he still lethargic as well?
No, because it didn't have any mechanical benefit necessarily. So you wouldn't see as looking to him. Just he would have felt a little bit more hay fevered up than the rest of you.
Am I still itchy?
You're still it. Yeah. No, you used the thing, didn't you?
Oh yeah,
So the potion.
goodness.
The ointment.
Am I still spreading the disease though? If I was in the first place.
You don't know.
When I hand the gold over, I will also hand one of the ointments over to Zaga as well.
Ah, what's this?
Moisturizer.
Perfect. I'll smear it on my body in a
Cool.
sexy manner.
Oh, that is not an image.
little kobold smearing himself up. Cool. Yeah, so you would lose the poison condition. But no, nothing. You don't see anything else. It's working out what is happening with the other ones. But hey, as you are stood around now, nothing. You're not all getting diseased by stood near Zaga. But why that could be?
Can I
happening,
get
could
back
be, I
on
guess.
my Pegasus
Yes.
and fly back over to one of the unlooted giant corpses
Yep.
and see if I can take a look at this tattoo? Because it's been described, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah, so it's on the one at the top. Yeah, if you want to get if you want to investigate it, it's going to be way easier doing it on the one that's next to you than the one that are on the floor, because you're going to have to go sideways on the Pegasus or land him in the poison again. But you can look from a distance at them to check that they've all got them. Depends what you want to do, I suppose.
I want to look at it and see if I recognize it.
Okay. You'd be
Or anything
way better
about
doing
it.
that on the one that's... Yeah, you could check that all of them are marked the same way with the Pegasus. Easy enough. But yeah, if you want to get a closer inspection, you'd be better doing the one that's just on the ground. Not,
I didn't
not
realise it was so
poisoned.
close. Yeah,
Yeah,
fine.
it's literally. You'd be better not poison yourself. But yeah, give me a investigation or history.
It'll be investigation. I rolled a 15, but I'm gonna use my new feature.
Win D&D.
Where is it on my bloody list? Peerless skill. When you make an ability check, you can expend one use of bardic inspiration and add the number to the check.
Oh, nice.
So 15 plus a d10 is a 7, so 22 on the investigation.
22.
That was with a 2 on the dice, by the way.
Fucking hell. 22 investigation. Looking at the design of this, you would recognize this to be very, very similar to how you had seen, drawn, and described as a child green dragons.
What do I know of green dragons? Do I need to roll another check for that?
No, we can run off the same 22. What you know of green dragons is, I mean, not a lot of it would have been stories of that were all built into being like a child. There's not much you'd know about green dragons other than they, depending on how they're brought up, I suppose. They tend to be more forest, swamp based. They are great swimmers as well as flyers, and they have a penchant for some poison. So normally a lair of a green dragon would be more poisoned based in a forest or swamp area. They would be the stories you've been told about dragons. If you imagine
So the area we're in would seem quite green dragony.
potentially, yeah. But then, is it green dragony or is it death bloomy?
Can
Very
I
similar.
swoop around on the Pegasus and look for signs of a green dragon
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you fly up.
or of a dragon?
Yeah. Give me a perception check.
Oh, bloody perception.
What's perception? You're looking for stuff.
I'm going to do the same with a d10.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a dirty 20.
You go up above this. You're in thick forest here. So like as you look out around the ground, you can't get anything. If you go up above the canopy and scan around, you don't see anything. What did you get? Dirty 20?
Did I?
You don't see anything. Nothing seems to be flying around or close, or there's not like dragons circling up above. You do, however, remember that someone saw something flying the other day.
I will go back down to the others and not tell them what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
No one's asked me about the dragon on the tattoo, so
Oh, but Otto saw the tattoo as well.
yeah, he didn't ask me about it when he saw a dragon, did he?
True, no, he didn't, but he did.
Art still thinks that was a very vivid dream.
Otto thought it was a snake.
It's a snake. It's very serpent-like because it's like the long body. But yeah, if you don't know the different anatomies of dragons,
I mean, they say you are what you eat. I guess you are what you...
Cool. So,
Which means Hayward's a Pokemon.
what? You are just stood in a forest. You have slain these giants that look to have been rabid or had some kind of disease on them. They were speaking Draconic. They were working, seemingly, if not working for, were under the possession of the Death Bloom, as in Draconic they were saying they were going to take you for him. And then you killed them all. And now you stand in a quiet forest.
So does anyone want to take like an hour break before we keep going in the direction of those footprints?
That would be a good idea.
Yeah.
Why do you think that they... We would know from being children about the stories of the Fallen Conquest and giants and dragons and stuff. That's like a known thing, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it probably would be for you living with a librarian, maybe not for
Yeah.
everyone.
Well, the big story was the story that lives for most people in the Fallen Conquest was the North was being I suppose it's like Victor's right. The story, the very very shorthand, the King of the South, the Human King, banded up with the giants to clear out all of the people that started to move inland and take over townships in the north of the country. So Ashland, as it was one big country. The north was less sparsely populated by the humans. And then we had lots of people coming in. So goblins turned up, a few half-orcs turned up, the tieflings turned up after the Fallen Conquest, to be fair. And the dwarves saw it as like an affront to them stealing resources. And it was like a war of like rid the country of all the people that shouldn't be here. The giants have been here for the longest.
I assume in Zaga's learnings, it all just focuses on dwarves and dragons.
From the librarian point of view, it's like that was the war. The elves were the ones that put the stop when the giant king and the dragon, the ice dragon, went down was when the war stopped because the land shook and split, and both sides lost multiple of their leaders, their war leaders. So the elves, high elves, called off, moved, and that's when the Commonwealth was set up. Blah 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 blah. From a kobold point of view, it was that the dwarves stole your homeland and then the humans killed the last of the dragons. But so for you, a green dragon would still just be a story. You would know of the different dragon types as a kobold, but it would be childhood stories. It'd be like how you learn about different. Yeah. Not that one lived somewhere, and it would just be stories of their types.
I'm trying to segue into asking Zaga about it. So Fabian kind of meant, like, we all had the conversation about...
they spoke Draconic. Why would giants speak
that's
Draconic?
what I'm saying. That's why
that's a bit of knowledge you have
to.
that you could easily be like, why did these giants speak Draconic? Yeah.
That's what, So we all had the conversation the other day about giants and they haven't been seen in this area and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But Zaga, when you shouted, they seemed to recognise and then they spoke back to us in Draconic. Why would that be if they're just down here and they're not from a real long time ago? I don't really get that.
How would I know? I've never seen them before.
I know, but is that something that you've ever heard of back in your homeland?
Nope.
But the giants were against the dragons, right? in the story of the Fallen Conquest.
I don't know about that. I know about dwarves stealing our mountain. Sneaky bastard dwarves.
But Anna looks
Try
the
not
rest.
to tell them about the green dragon, because if there's a dragon flying around, I don't want them to kill it.
So Fabian looks the rest of the group. I mean, I only know the story from, the books, but I'm sure that we've all heard the stories. The giants were against the dragon, right? So why would they speak Draconic?
I mean, if it's anything like anything else in this forest, then some sort of possession or something like that. I don't. But then the dragon's long gone from the land, so
That's what I
Maybe
mean.
they just really like my music and learn our language so they can say hello to me.
Yeah, it looked like they wanted to say hello, Zaga. That's exactly what they looked like they wanted to do.
well, they wanted to take us to the Death Bloom. So how does this all link together then? I
Well,
mean,
I guess they live in the forest. The Death Bloom corrupts everything in the forest.
But
We've
why
been in
would
the
the
forest for ages, and I don't feel corrupted. And then
Why-
I think about it, and I think about the hat that there was.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
Why would the Death Bloom corrupt giants to speak Draconic? That doesn't feel like a normal corruption. That's just weird.
Was it something? Did you do something, Zaga?
What would I have done?
Speak Draconic?
I do. I speak it very well. Much better than Faywin.
Right, Faerun speaks Draconic. And I give her a bit of a side eye. She's been acting all goody two shoes. Maybe she's the Death Bloom. I'm now paranoid of everyone because everyone's weird.
On that, Zaga and Faywin, give me. What is the even word? Insight checks, please.
You're kidding. I rolled a nat 1. Can I use my shard? I think there's one where it gives me advantage on a roll for an ability check, a save, or something else.
I love the two rolls you got there. Was 1 + 3 and 3 +.
Yeah, they were both awful.
Oh, they both were awful. Oh. I don't think the I don't think the shard would.
I don't think there's even any point in adding a D10 to that roll.
What did you roll? What did you roll?
4.
4. Well,
We both rolled 4.
you both rolled. Oh, you both rolled 4. No. I mean, getting above a 10 will get you something normally, but yeah, 4's pretty bad.
Well, this is if I do a Tide of Chaos, you can manipulate the forces to change to chance and chaos to gain advantage on an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw.
Yeah, this isn't really an ability check though. This is like
Just
a
what's
memory.
thinking,
Yeah. You'd be trying, and I just don't think narratively it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Calling on the Fey Wild to. Yeah, I don't think it would be enough, and it would only be a D4. So you'd have to use multiple of them. So no, don't worry. You both don't pick up anything.
But we will take that short rest if we can
Yeah,
before moving on.
take a short rest. Yes, indeed. So yeah, hit your short rest.
And if anyone needs it, I'll do the Song of Rest so you can do an extra D10 when you roll hit dice. The healing.
Thank you.
And then Von and Horse, can you give me Constitution saving throws, please?
On and Horse. Horse was +3. Okay. 15 for Horse.
Dirty 20.
Cool. Horse is still poisoned. Von is no longer poisoned. Sweet. So yeah, you sit around. You have this giant body. You take your short rest as the area seems fairly calm. Is there any other questions you would like to delve into before trying to work out where you got from it? Yeah.
Does anyone want to ask Zaga how he disintegrated a giant body?
No.
Ah, yes. Teamwork makes the dream work.
No. Faywin's. She can tell Zaga wants someone to ask. But she looks a little bit sick. Like she might throw up. All the colour's gone from her face. Because seeing him do the pew 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 reminded her of the fact that she nearly got disintegrated the other week. And she hasn't quite recovered from that.
What I do there?
So she won't fully compliment Zaga.
Okay. Sweet. So, what's the plan, Stans?
I assume we're going to keep going in the direction we go.
You were following footsteps.
Yeah.
And we see where the footsteps veered off, because they literally went straight into that gap, didn't they?
They went straight into that gap, and then they stopped. Almost like a trap was set by someone to catch people.
Yeah, but we escaped it easy, so...
And then you killed the people that said it. So you're
It's hardly an
I-
ambush if the ambushers get ambushed.
in
Can I do a
forest.
survival check to see if I can see any other trace of footprints leading off in another direction?
Yep.
Somewhere. So 24.
24. Let me look at these. The footprints you were following end here where you are. You would guesstimate that whoever was coming through and via this way fell the same fate that you did and in walking into a trap. In terms of other footsteps around, there's not much you can pick up. What you do pick up from survival in placing where the giants appeared from and where the poison area is, that they must have come from the southeast in that general direction. So you would have been coming from Amberstead going kind of northeast. As you walked across a path, you've been caught and you were following these footsteps in this hex. They would be coming down from the southeasterly. They would have come from, a southeasterly direction. Which you assume is where the giants came from.
Yeah. Well, we have two options, really. We either head towards where the giants came from, or we head back to Amberstead and, well, speak to the people back there about what we've just encountered.
Well, they knew the giants were here, right?
Yes, but there's two things that could possibly be from this. Either they're also under the influence as well, which it didn't seem like they were when we was there before.
They didn't
Or
They weren't like stinky elves. Sorry, carry on.
or they are unaware of this influence over the giants, and they were protecting the giants for other reasons.
What other reasons would there be?
I am not sure, but they looked almost feral, right? Those giants. So it's not.
Mhm.
Maybe
They
that's
were under
not
the
what.
influence of something.
So my guess is that there are others around that maybe aren't under the influence like that. But I don't know.
We can go back, but I think we have to be prepared for the village being hostile. I mean, we could easily take them all. They were weak, but...
Well, I mean, luckily we also done good there as well, so while we may have burnt some bridges there, we're at least hopefully on neutral ground with the good and bad evening out.
I mean, they did lie to us. I have to say I'm on Zaga's side with this.
But there may well be a reason why they were lying about the giants.
Maybe they were trying to like, maybe it was like a offering. They wanted to feed us to the giants. I know the giants that. Actually, I don't know the giants said anything. I can understand what they were saying, and I don't think it's been revealed to me by any
has
of the
been.
ones that's. Oh, cool. Maybe they wanted to eat us. Maybe the death bloom was all a ruse. Was
The-
that?
The people of Amberstead wanted to eat us, or the giants?
No,
wanted-
the giants.
What would Amberstead have to do with that?
Offerings, so their people didn't get eaten.
Right. In which case they would still be arseholes.
Yeah, but maybe they've got a reason to be arseholes.
Right. Right. I don't see what else we have as an option, other than to go and quiz them, I guess.
And fingers crossed if they are understanding, we may actually have somewhere to sleep.
Hmm. I think we should definitely keep watch.
Well, of
I
course.
know we do it every night anyway, but particularly in this instance.
I mean,
I'd like...
as long as everyone's happy to go back there.
We don't have much choice.
Side note, did Otter and Faywin already have the chat about scrying? And he couldn't do it that day because you hadn't had it, right? Did we have that in character?
Yes, we did. Yeah.
Was that today?
That was
As
in
in
the
you
morning.
can do
Yeah.
it
I can-
today?
That was
I
like
can do
last
it
night.
now.
Yeah.
So you could do it now.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. Thank you. I just wanted to check for the walk back for that chat.
Cool. So you're going to trek back to Amberstead.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Nice. Cool. So yeah, you just retrace your footsteps. As you retrace back towards, I'm trying to think how long you were travelling to get there in the first place. From the...
I think you said to the ruins it was about, what, 4 hours?
From the ruins out, yeah. Yeah, it was from the...
Yeah,
and then it
because
was
it
on
did
again.
pass without trace for
So
2.
you probably, yeah, and you got there, you went back to the ruins this morning, then walked here, then have to walk back and walk back again. So you would, you know the route back, it just, you would get to Amstead in the evening, I think, of the day. Because you came in this morning from Redvant into the ruins, went from the ruins to where you are now, which is like part way into the next hex. Then it'll be turning around to go back to the ruins, to go from the ruins back to the house. Back to Amstead, sorry. So you can trace your footsteps back all the way you literally just came, or you came the day before, sorry, to the ruins, and then south easterly, or via the easterly route where the giants were before, back to Amberstead.
Sorry, may I just quickly butt
Yep.
in? Sorry. During the short rest, it's an hour, right?
Yep.
And that's how long it takes to attune to something?
Yep.
Can I
Better be
please...
attuned to this hat.
Can you imagine? Can I attune to the map of movement memory
Yeah.
instead of the lucky stone, and then just outside Amberstead, I'll start describing what it is,
Okay.
what is around me. So just so that they have that town on the map
Yep.
rather than all the other bits in between. And then
Yeah.
when I've done that bit and we get to Amberstead, I'm gonna then unattune from it again.
Nice. So yeah, as the evening is starting to fall, the sun is disappearing. You come to the edge of the settlement of Amberstead. How are you approaching this?
I'm assuming Zag is flying.
Yeah, I'm on Pegasus. I'm on horse the Pegasus.
So you're just gonna just wander straight in. I'm just wondering. I don't know if you had a plan. I mean, I get you guys don't have plans, but are you just gonna be like, "Hey
But, like,
guys, let's just walk in and see what the fuck
away-
happens"? And I'll see how.
Oh, that would be fun though. That would be fun.
Yeah, Zach is going to do just that.
Yeah.
Would you get your Pegasus back?
Yeah, I recast the spell to get Pegasus back.
Sweet. So yeah, as you guys come into Amberstead, you you find that again a lot of the town is quiet, but as clearly the flying horse comes through the sky, that you hear calls out from that central heart root tree, that center point of the town, as a lot of them are gathered up there, and a shout goes out, probably from Roland the farmer, for you to come down, for you to like present yourself to the party, as you see that most of the town are in and around that tree, as if they are there in a defensive, there to protect themselves, there to keep themselves safe. Everyone seems to be in there. There are 2 or 3 people perched up around the tree, and they look to be defending themselves from something or protecting themselves from something. As they see the horse come in, Roland shouts out to kind of for you guys to come down and present yourself to them, to like enter it from a safe distance that they can see you approach and talk.
We'll shout out to Roland that we mean no harm. We're approaching in a friendly manner.
Zaga shouts out from the sky, "Unless you lie to us again!"
As you come down and through and round to the front, and he keeps you back. He keeps you like 20 or 30 foot back from the edge, where you can see that the lights are kind of lit up around this route. Out the front is Roland. Give me a perception check. Whoever would like to spot for.
It's a dirty 20.
Also a dirty 20.
19.
You see Roland out front. You see the dwarf, Datha, out front. You do not see this hunter, and you do not see Granite Elm. As the kind of and a few of the other like people that live here. Again, there's like sub 50 people that live here. It's not a lot, but a few of them that are there behind are all kind of peeking out. You can see a lot of them are around. They've definitely got all the like children inside this heartroot tree. As kind of Roland steps forward and says, "So, we heard you were using magic against Kalen here to find different routes into the ruins. He said you didn't harm him, but your methods were, how do I put this? Mischievous. Why are you back here?"
I can only apologise for the methods that my friend used on Kalen.
Why are we apologising when they lie to us?
They did lie to us, Von Ban. Can I?
Yeah,
tell
I'm not
John-
sorry.
Can I tell John to fly up in the air, kind of back a little bit back where we came, just to keep an eye out for any impending danger, please?
Yeah, give me a perception check.
That is 19 plus 5 plus 13, whatever that is.
Why are you adding 3 numbers in?
Because he's got plus 13 perception
Jesus.
and my plus proficiency, which is 5.
What's his vision? What's his senses? How far can he see?
Oh, that's a 37 bloody hell. He can fly 60 foot, dark vision 120 foot.
Okay. Cool.
I imagine 120 foot.
As John goes up, and yeah, just because it's getting dark now, so he wouldn't have good vision out across because it'd be dark. So 120 foot is his range. Nice. As you guys start talking about lying, and he says, "If you don't, we don't need you here. We're asking why you've come back."
We wanted to
The
know
other-
why. Sorry. I'll defer to Von.
The other side of the ruins, we encountered some giants that tried to kill us. But they
And-
seemed,
I also wanted to capture it as well.
yes, and they seemed to be in cahoots with this death bloom that we've been trying to fight, these plants that are attacking the forest. So in light of, as my friends say, the lies that were said about giants, we'd need to know any information you have on these giants at all, if they are being influenced by this death bloom.
Can I just double check? With Roland, he didn't know about the giants, right? It was only Kaelin and Granny.
You have also not proposition. You spied on them to hear about it. You said the word giant out loud, maybe, but you never asked an actual question about them.
Oh, we did. I asked the old lady about them.
Did you
I
shout
stared
at the
at
old
her.
lady, or did you ask the old lady? Because I think you stood up and shouted giants, and then had a staring contest, if I remember correctly.
No, I think I said some. I think I shouted a question.
You
something
shouted.
along the lines of, "Tell me about the giants."
Tell me about the giants, yeah. So, I mean, if
And
you
then
think
she
that is an
was
appropriate way to ask questions of people that you've gone into the house of, I'm just saying, when you say they lied to us, actually what happened was you propositioned and shouted and didn't get a response and then spied. I just want to make sure you've got the facts before.
But they denied all knowledge of the giants. So that's a lie.
Okay, cool. It's all semantics, but I'm just saying that your techniques before you go in there and say you lie. I know if you want to kill, you can kill innocent people. It's fine. But if you say they lie, you need to make sure that.
And we did ask the hunter as well separately.
Yeah.
Maybe if we changed
No, I don't
the
think you did ask
phrasing-
the hunter.
Maybe
I
we
definitely.
He
asked the
suggested
hunter
that he
before
takes
we
you the
went
way
out.
of the giants. Okay.
And before that, when we were in the house before we left, or in the inn before we left.
maybe we could
We asked
change
him
it
about-
to you weren't transparent about or forthcoming
No,
with
you
the
said lie.
information about.
He will
Okay.
sit back and say, "We shared our home with you. We took you to where you wanted to go and pointed you in the direction of this death bloom that you were chasing. And Kaelin would have told you the dangers of going further. If you have pushed on further and found danger, my friends, you should have been expecting this. But don't bring anything to our doorstep. We are just innocent people here. We do not need any more trouble."
Oh, I'm sorry that I healed you and gave you a place of healing.
And we are grateful for that. And that is why we have let you stay and shared our resources and taken you where you need to go. But to come back and put this on the village is not right.
Not
Insight
the
check.
village. The old
Insight
lady
check.
and the hunter.
Insight check.
Hide on them.
Insight check. 21.
Your insight checking, yeah, he's grateful that you helped.
Ah, well,
You
I
just
just wanted
checked
to
one
make
thing.
sure,
Oh.
I want us to know my good deed didn't go unnoticed.
Faywin telepathically says to Von, more trouble, as if to prompt him to speak instead of everybody else, because this obviously is going fucking south.
Well, what do you mean more trouble?
Because he said you're bringing more trouble to the village, so I'm saying more trouble. They all look quite defensive at the moment. What are they protecting themselves from? Is it us? Is it something else?
Has something else attacked the village since we've been gone? There's a reason why you seem so defensive? Or is it just us? Are you worried about us?
Oh, you've told us of the death bloom and the things that are in this forest, and we've been protecting ourselves from them. But then, yes, a group of strangers come through and maybe Don't act the way we should. We were just warned maybe we should protect ourselves in case you returned and you were coming here with aggression, not friendship in mind.
I can't speak for everyone, but I'm trying my best to, and I do genuinely come here in a friendly manner. I just want to ask a couple of questions, and just if we can't get the information that we're asking about, then we'll be on our way. I promise you we will cause no harm.
Roll a persuasion check.
That's a 2.
2. He looks to the dwarf to his side, and she just like shakes her head as he says, I am the protector of these people in this settlement. As much as I would love to believe that is your motives, there are other faces here that are maybe not showing the same. So unfortunately, we'll have to ask you to leave.
Okay.
As the janitor at my old school used to say, I suggest you go.
I will turn to leave.
Rest of you?
I will follow. But I will huff and puff as I do so, and turn on a dime. And my cloak will billow behind me as I follow Von.
I will bow my head respectfully and then leave. Is John upset up there by anything?
No.
I'm still going to have him up above us.
Mm-hmm.
As a lookout.
Nice. Where'd you go?
I mean, I guess I can't. You can't upcast the transport power plants, can you? So I can't.
We had a discussion about this, didn't
Fuss out of this.
we? You can basically upcast anything; it just doesn't have any additional benefits, right?
So I can use a 7th level spell.
Yeah,
slot
you can
to-
upcast anything. They don't all have benefits. Yeah, if you want to waste a spell, yeah, you wouldn't be able to upcast it to take more people through unless it says it in the spell. But yeah, if you want to use a high level spell to do a low level thing, as long as you don't try and increase the ability of it, it's fine.
Okay, well, I guess head back into the wood a bit, and then I will relay to the others that I can take us back to Redvant.
Mm-hmm.
The granny and the
If
hunter
that's
weren't
where
there,
people want
right?
to go.
Sorry. They weren't in that group of people.
You couldn't see the granny and the hunter, no.
Before we go, maybe I'll just try spying again.
That went so well the first time.
No, it
And-
did.
I'll cast etherealness on myself
Mhm.
while Faywin's complaining, and poof out of everyone's sight,
Except for mine.
except for Von's, and just happily trundle along back over towards Granny's house, ignoring the big crowd at the tree.
Okay.
Is anyone there?
Was you knock on the door? No. No,
No,
one's,
I'm ethereal.
no one's in Granny's house.
And I'll go back over to the tree and inside the tree.
Inside the tree? Looking for...
Granny and the hunter.
No, not a quick glance. You look around there. It looks like just the dwarf and the and Roland are there, and then the rest of the settlers and folks that live here, and young people. But you can't see any sign of the
I'll
hunter. or
stand right next to the dwarf and Roland for a few minutes and listen to what they say and see if they give any indication of where Granny might be. I just realised I didn't take Pegasus with me. Bollocks.
No.
I'll look after
Oh, but
him,
you-
don't worry.
yeah. Pegasus dies of poison damage. Cool. you will hear them discussing whether they think you'll be back or not. Roll a luck check.
8.
8. They just make note that Granite Elm told them was right was right to tell them to be careful, to be wary of you guys, and they mainly just talk backwards and forwards about whether they think you'll come back or not, but they should stay here and remain safe until they get the all clear from Grana.
Her house that I went to, was that by the pond? I can't remember.
Yeah.
There's no point going back over to the pond.
Yeah, it's on the way. So yeah, the pond. Yeah, if you. Yeah, I mean, you theoretically walk through stuff, but yeah, the tree sits at the end of the road, and then her house is round to the right, but you go past the pond to go there.
I'll just check the inn as well before going back to the group, because that's where the hunter was staying.
Inside the inn, there's no one. You can't see anyone there. Give me a perception check though, just for like general picking up on stuff.
Bloody perception.
That's what happens. So you got to find stuff.
15. Not
15.
bad.
No, inside the inn, there's no one there. You don't notice any signs that there's signs that he's still staying there. At least the room is still occupied, but there's no one inside the inn.
I'll go back to the rest of the group and say there's no sign of them, which is weird.
When Zagger says that, I used the last charge on my trident to cast Locate Creature for the hunter. Is it named Kaelin?
That's within 1,000 meters.
Yeah.
You get a ping that he is about 150 foot away from you guys, towards the town. So if you've walked out of the town and away, in the distance between, he's about 120 foot away from you.
So he's not in the town, but he's
Looks like he's
towards that way.
Looks like he's, yeah.
Following us.
I
would assume so.
Assume he's following you. Yeah, he's not in the town. He's the direction from the town to where you've walked, and he's about 120 foot behind you, which is a pretty decent distance to track someone from.
I will relay that to the group.
Do you think we should wait and see if he gets it?
I think it might be
He's
worth.
watching us. He's not going to come over and just walk up to us. He's going to stay a safe distance back from us.
Well, if maybe we can get to a position where we can break line of sight from him and hide, perhaps. Or Zagger can do his invisibility thing again.
Not today!
We could
Was there a sentence to come after that?
There was, but it kind of stopped with my brain.
We noticed.
Yeah. We could.
I was just thinking of trying to like bait him to come over if it was like less of us out there, or the ones that he doesn't
You don't.
hate,
You don't know.
but we don't
Oh,
know.
I would say not everyone. Vaughn, give me an insight check.
It's a 22.
Maybe I'll do as well. 22. I would say that you get the feeling that from that interaction that they are just trying to keep themselves safe and going in the way you did. They're just trying to keep the people of that town in that area safe. It would make sense that Caden, that if he's a hunter or a scout, is going to track you out of town to make sure you're not there. Why they are doing it or not, you still have no idea. but you are not sure whether that's because they seen you as a threat and you can't be trusted, and that would make sense from your actions. So you don't think you've built up a lot of... You did some good deeds, but then on the same time you did some really weird deeds. Granite Elm seems to be the one that's linking it all together. So as you're trying to piece, it's like, at the moment, yeah, that would be how that went. You didn't build enough bridges. You maybe burnt a bit too many, or were a bit too suspicious, and then from that interaction, it was just like, we're not going to get to anywhere like that with everyone. He's got an entire settlement behind him with you guys that have just gone out there and said you've murdered loads of stuff, and you've been acting a bit suspiciously. But I don't think you'd then think that Caelan's tracking you to come and kill you all. He's likely tracking to make sure that you're leaving and the settlement safe.
I don't think we're going to achieve anything out of this. We might as well head back.
Yeah, I mean, the Death Bloom's not here.
Get some rest.
Are they? So, I mean... And I don't want to... I don't think it would be right for us to fight, albeit probably not innocent, but innocent civilians.
I can tell you all now, I'm not going to fight those
No.
villagers.
Wouldn't be much of a fight.
Yeah, I think you would all ascertain that it wouldn't be much of a fight. It's a farmer, a blacksmith who might have a bit about her, and a hunter, and then a bunch of villagers. An old lady.
So, does everyone want to go back to Redvant? Or have we got another way of getting some sleep?
Is there a temple?
Assume not.
I'll take that as we're going back to Redvant.
Yeah, let's do it.
I mean, if you're taking us back to Redvant, we don't have a choice, really. I don't want to hit them. Whilst I could make a temple. I get lonely.
Okay, let's go back.
Sweet. Nice. So yeah, you cast Tree Charge
Yes.
and find yourself back at the evening time in Redvant. A whole day since you left. Bo will be
Not
ever
even
so
that, is
happy
it?
to see
Same
you.
morning.
Same,
It's
oh,
like
yeah,
the
same
same
evening.
day.
Yeah. Yes. Cool. Yeah. So you make your way back to Redvant. It is a normal Redvant evening as you make your way through and back to, I'm assuming, the Silent Dagger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's way too early for the shopping I wanted to do.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the same day.
I forgot I left those items with Vibe as well.
Yeah,
didn't I?
you left the items. Yeah. Yeah, and it's the same day. Hey, have you done anything with those items I left you this morning? It's like, what? No. Cool.
It's just because they're still in my inventory for now, so I can remember what they are.
Yeah, just mark them up. Sweet. So you arrive back in Redvant, make your way to the Silent Dagger, where Bo and Len are there. No one else is there at the moment. And yeah, I suppose if you need it, you can take long rests and finish the evening there, or you can have conversations with the druids. Up to
Yes, please.
you.
Yeah.
Can I speak to Bo,
Mm-hmm.
please?
I will
And I'd
also
like to
join as
present
well.
the crown.
Mm-hmm.
You're giving him the hat?
Yeah, I'm giving him the hat. You would have just sold it. This, Bo, if you want to berate Von Van for putting it on, I haven't quite given him enough stick for it yet, but I thought you'd want to see the relic. Whatever we're calling it.
Yeah, he'll, cool.
Don't put it on, though.
Well, obviously. He will like take a second look at Von. And you can see he's like, well, I mean, it's good that you've broke the the curse, and Von is seemingly back. Let's not even wonder or worry about what long-term damage that might have done, but this is good. I have already told Grom, though, and he did pack up some of the druids, so they're on their way here to, come and see how things are going. Might have sent up a flare. I didn't realize you guys were going to just get it sorted so quickly, because you gave me absolutely no confidence that you were going to do so. But this is interesting as he starts looking at it. He will get you to put it on the table. He doesn't really want to touch it at all. So he, with you, Von, will be like, so this is like the original bit, and work out where the original headband of intellect was and where then the additional bit has come through. And so he's like, okay, we can do some stuff with this, but I'm assuming that this is still either under the control, influence, creation. This is still cursed in some way by the Death Bloom.
Yes, I would believe so. I can only apologise. I was stupid doing it. But I don't know what came over me to make me do it, but obviously I accept the consequences of it. But yeah, I'm sorry. So while wearing it, my mind was just constant talking, exhausting, telling myself to protect the forest. So I don't know if there is. I mean, maybe there's more similar out there, and maybe this is one of the ways that whatever is at play here is getting people to do its biddings. But yeah, probably not the best way to find that out.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was like a stick your finger in the pie sort of test there. Not the best.
So did you
with curses.
did you get my message that I said about Bryn? Was
Yeah, looking for
more than
relics
just
and then
relics?
giants. So that's kind
Yeah.
of a bit crazy.
Well, so we'll start with the relic thing, because as Von said about the controlling thing. So basically what happened was he had the headband of intellect. I think I mentioned some of this, this morning when we all kicked off. But he put it on an altar in an old ruin of a god who's now obviously forgotten. We've established that. And then it mutated into this cursed object. But we have reason to believe that Bryn was hunting, or at least visiting these ruins, and maybe looking for these sort of items, maybe? We don't know why. But it seems that might have been what he was doing, and then potentially Andriel was following him too.
Okay.
So that's just a little bit of context from my little send and stone message for you.
Okay. Okay. Well, he's like, and he points to the headband. He's like, this can't be. This was a headband that you got from another of the elves.
Well, the headband was worn by Sylvanas.
Did you have the voices before?
Not as intense, but there was.
But there was some.
There was some.
Well, I mean, that would help explain the plan that Sylvanas put through. If that was the headband you've taken from her, that was this could have been cursed, low level cursed for weeks, and then this mutation though is adding this can't. If this was the headband and now has turned into this, then if he is hunting for relics, this is not a relic. This is something created, maybe similar to a relic, but is not the original thing. I imagine the original thing is something that looks semi-similar to this, but if it's found, there must be a divine relic somewhere. This is a creation. This is twisted divine power in a already cursed object. So
when we approached the altar, there was a is it a circlet? Is that what it's called? Circlet shaped gap, I guess. Dusty gap where something had been taken, but it sort of fit the same shape as the headband of intellect. Is that, do we know it's called that? The headband of Unbound. And so he put it on in that gap, so it would make sense that the same thing has been taken, or a similar shaped thing has been taken already, and potentially from Bryn or Andrea.
So Bryn or Andriella are taking relics from dead gods from forgotten ruins deep within the border forest.
I mean, we've only come across this one ruin so far, but we know that Bryn was looking for religious sites. That got confirmed to us multiple occasions on our journey through. We visited Amberstead, who are the people there who took both Bryn and Undriel to the ruins we found. We were at, this headband transformed.
And when we spoke, oh, hang on, telepathically to oh no, out of character. He knew that we were seeing Eliana, right? We were looking for Eliana. We just didn't tell him about what happened there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when we saw Eliana, we asked about Andriel, and Bryn, because I didn't realise he was a big guy. That's when we had that conversation, wasn't it? And she said that he had gone asking, or Andriel had gone asking, I can't remember which one, about ruins of religious sites. So, did they? You've got a look on your face, did they? Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's multiple sources that say they're looking for potentially multiple places.
But why?
Perhaps it's something more divine
Yeah.
that we're facing.
But
Perhaps it's the key to stopping. Maybe there's some key there to stop this. What's happening?
We maybe have been looking at this wrong in terms of where the power is coming from. More and more is pointing towards the divine. Right? On.
Possibly, yes.
But how? But where would they get this information? This is great information, and we can try and track and find. But why are they trying to find relics of dead gods for divine power? Like where?
That's the one thing we can't piece together yet. We've not been able to get any in until we can, possibly find one or the other.
And you've had no
one has been able to provide us any information other than that they're looking for these religious sites. That's what we've managed to discover.
And these people living in Amberstead, you say? There's people living in Amberstead?
They're horrible.
Horrible? Like what grotesque freaks?
But no, they are not horrible. They were, when we came across them, they were, majority of them were starving, poorly. We helped them recover to a certain extent, and they led us to the ruins as well. But there was maybe a couple of them who seemed like they may well be hiding some information on moving on to the giants that we came across.
Yes, the giants.
I don't think, what Faywin says, the village as a whole, I think a lot of them did not have any idea about this. Maybe a couple of them were keeping this secret, but yes, the giants we came across, they were definitely influenced by the Death Bloom. You and Zag both spoke to them, right?
Yes, we did. So
like,
both, sorry.
Giant?
No. and then in Draconic, I say the word Draconic. It's
Okay.
Draconic. Bo, did we tell you about when we were camping before and we felt that people were watching us from afar?
No.
Okay, let's just take things back a little. There's been a lot going on, I apologise.
Yeah.
We were camping in the forest a while back, and I refer to where we were camping when we were watched.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't remember the exact bit. After we'd seen Eliana, and I was on watch, as you know, Von Van and I swap, and I felt we were being watched, which, you know, it happens quite often and it's quite dangerous. So when I looked further, I saw a movement to a being bigger than I've ever seen in my life. And they felt like it could be giants, but I just thought they haven't been seen at this location for hundreds of years. So let the team know. And then when we got to Amberstead, we asked them what they knew of the giants, and Fable's a bit sheepish because I think we just shouted at them. And
Really waiting for someone to make a your mama joke. Sorry.
yeah, you will be. And next time you build a temple, I'm going to set it on fire. So when we fought with at Amberstead, they wouldn't tell us about the giants, and Zaga picked up. He's very perceptive when it comes to lying, I think, because he's so good at it himself. He picked up that this little old grandma type lady was there, and she was lying, we think, about their knowledge of the giants. And when I was speaking to her about a pond that's there, and it had some sort of like fey shimmery thing, she said that the spirits were angry. And I said, like, I was obviously, you know, I ask a lot of questions. So I was asking, well, how do you know about that? How do you communicate them? She was giving me nothing. Again, rude. But Zaga, there was a hunter, and Zaga influenced him, maybe by magic, to take us the route of the giants, which was to the east rather than just to the north. So we travelled for about 4 hours, and we got there. The hunter found out that we'd magically lied to him and ran away like a little pussy.
Wow. Sounds like you've pretty much just been terrorizing old ladies and village hunters.
Did you miss the whole thing about the giants and the fact they were lying?
Well, oh, you said you found some giants, but how do you know whether? I mean, how is a settlement like that even staying alive down deep in the forest?
Maybe the two go hand in hand.
But it sounds like at the moment
But-
you shouted at an old lady and then fought some giants. You said they were working with the Death Bloom.
So
Yeah.
the ones we came across, yes, they similar to how we saw animals in the forest when we first encountered this sort of thing. They were, who I could describe them, was feral. They
look off.
They were, yeah, they
Right.
didn't look of sound mind themselves. They looked like they were definitely being influenced by something, and they said to Faywin and Zaga that they were going to take us to the Death Room.
Yeah, because
Now-
Zaga said your mum, and then I tried speaking to him in Sylvan, and
Your
then they
mum?
responded in in real Zaga. It was actually really funny because it's in Draconic, so it's all like shouty, but really it was just your mum.
So the giants speak Draconic.
Yes, isn't
not
that
giant.
weird? Isn't that weird?
I mean, giants in the forest themselves are weird, and they were definitely giants. They weren't ogres. They weren't.
Definitely
weren't
giants.
They
And
were.
hey, you know the story of the Fallen Conquest, right? The giants and the dragons, they didn't like each other, right? They kind of hated each other.
Oh, I don't know if it wasn't fights of dragons though in the Fallen Conquest. It was the Dragonborn of the North with the rest of the parties. The dragon
But it's
and the
weird.
King of the Giants did fight at the end. It was the
That's what
ice
I mean.
dragon though.
So it would be weird that the
why-
giants chat about in Draconic, right? Zaga didn't seem to find that weird, but then again, it is Zaga. He was weird himself.
I mean, giants living secretly in the forest is a little bit suspect, especially if they are true giants and are under the influence of the Death Bloom. They were So they were what diseased? Were controlled? Did they have some fungus? What?
I give Bo the living vine they use as a weapon.
Oh,
They're
yeah,
using
nice.
this as a weapon.
He's like, he'll take that. He's like, oh, okay, good. And he like hand it off to Len to check, and he close glance. When he looks at it, he's like, this looks, yes, death bloom infused in some way. As you can see, like it's this far out the forest, you can see it's starting to wither and die. Actually, as it's in there, as it's starting to like lose life, it's not attached. He's like, okay, but if they're just diseased, the same way that you were under an influence, there may be a chance that you can help.
They're dead.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
not them ones themselves, but there may well be more. And I mean, yeah, when we went back to Amberstead to ask, we obviously didn't get the warmest of welcomes because some of the past activities.
Well, I mean, if they are linked
but-
and you've just murdered a load of
Well,
giants, that's not.
but
They were
we
definitely-
but
I mean,
yeah,
it's
we-
beyond
we
me
don't-
to understand how you guys would turn up
No,
somewhere
no,
and
of
someone would
course.
get the wrong end of the stick. That's never happened. Am I right? Looks at Arta.
no, never.
If I speak, I am in trouble.
He's learning.
But so we know the general direction that they came from.
Mhm.
So when we head back out, I think we'll head that way from where we were. But
Mhm.
there may well be a settlement of these giants that hopefully have not been influenced in this way.
He's like,
Um,
yeah, he will go through with a map and point to where you are and where you were as well. And the hex that is in that direction, there is a ruined settlement called Stoneholm in that general direction. Another one of the cities that's fallen.
I've also described the tattoo, or what I thought was a tattoo on the giants to Bo.
And so they speak Draconic and have a serpent dragon-like tattoo on their shoulder.
Yes, it's a bit strange.
It's like a cult of some sort. But you've not had any other Draconic influence with the Death Bloom before, no?
No,
Not
I don't know where.
that I can think of.
He's like, geez, I hope he... I mean, we haven't seen dragons for hundreds of years. This is not the time for them to come back now. No disrespect, Saga, but it would kind of fuck our shit up a little bit.
Did I can't remember because I had to nip away. Did we describe the flying thing to Bo yet?
No.
I will also describe that to Bo.
Yeah. So you
Hard
only...
to say what it could be.
Yeah,
as
you
you know,
just
you
saw
just
it.
It was only
creature.
John, really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But it was certainly a large flying creature.
John reenacts what he saw.
Okay. So, your plan is to head back in, head towards... So you were following tracks to try and find Bryn and Undriel, who are or have taken relics of great divine power from dead gods' ruins, were intercepted by giants, traumatized an old lady, but these giants might also be a weird dragon cult and are under the influence of the death.
Crazy
Bloom.
as it sounds, yes.
Sounds like there's a lot going on in the forest.
Yeah, the footsteps we were following as well ended in the same spot where we got
Where the,
ambushed by the giants.
so whoever you were following may
So if they were, well, yeah, I mean, there's one of two things. Either they were killed or they were, as the giants were trying to do to us, take us to death. So,
it's like you didn't think about just one of you maybe going with finding out where the death bloom was. Could have shortcut. No. But if
well, I'm sure
if
you
you're
know,
following one, if one was taken and is still alive, are there not ways of finding?
yes, there are. I'm not
Great.
capable of myself, but other people in this group are.
Are there not
Right?
spells that you guys have had for so
chasing a
They're
moth
not-
around the room.
Discord
Are they
went.
not spelled? Oh, he's back.
No, it
Hello.
was Discord. Discord disappeared for like.
That was a cliffhanger. Well, they're not spells.
Oh, they're not.
Stop.
As I got angry, Discord was like, "Calm down, calm down." Well, I mean, if some of you were following someone and they were taken, then, and they were taken by these giants, then yeah, we hope they're still alive. And if they're not alive, we need to know where their bodies. But if there's a way of tracking, that's going to help. You have no other clues. He's like, I can point you in the direction of Stoneholm, and that's it.
Faven looks at Otar. We were all talking about scrying, right?
Yes, I mean, I have the ability to do that. Recently.
We were speaking about that, weren't we? About some other people we were looking for. So
Yes.
maybe we could see if it was Andriel.
Yes.
Faven grips the bottom of her chair. We
Don't
haven't
control
had
it.
the most success with scrying, and it's worth a go, I think, if you can, Otar.
So you want me to scry on Andriel?
Well, we know Andriel better than Bryn, so it'd be easier to do it on Andriel, right? Because you've met her and know of her more.
I just wasn't
than-
sure if you were trying me. You weren't asking me to scry on somebody else previously.
I know I was, and maybe we could do that another day.
Yeah, that's a problem. I just wanted to make sure I was getting the right person this time.
Yeah, sadly. Maybe tomorrow. I'll pay you 5 gold. Yeah, should we try for Andriel? Faven looks around the room, hope glinting in her eye.
After turns to Zag and goes, "What were those words you said?"
Faven punches Otar
I'm
in the arm.
joking. I'm joking.
No, I'm still gonna
I-
punch you.
That's fair. I will. I'll cast cry from my amulet.
Okay.
Fabian really, really tightly grips Von Van's arm in anticipation. Not the purple one, the other arm. I don't.
I was looking at the save. I'm trying to work out. I think she would allow. Cool. So, Otter, you cast Scry. You can see in here, particular creature you choose and same plane of existence. Perfect. You see Andriel, not cowered up, sat on the floor, hugging her knees. She is looking weary, is looking tattered, and is within a well-made, looks like trap or wooden cage. And you can see around it, right? 10 foot around. Oh, God. Oh, you are there. Good. Is this good? Did
We asked her.
you hear it? Okay, good.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard it all. Yeah.
I was just checking.
I just didn't want to interrupt you.
No. So, yeah. So, at initial glance in, you can see that, yeah, she is within this, looks to be like wooden made, thick poled cage, is huddling around, holding her knees, looks gaunt. Her face, like half orcish face, is drawn in. Looks like she hasn't eaten for a while, is maybe dehydrated slightly, and is locked up, just holding still. You assume is either sleeping or awake, but not moving.
Does she have bark skin?
Did you have it on?
Yeah.
No.
Is it even Andriel?
You've got 10 minutes. If you ask silly questions, you can definitely waste it if you would like.
If he's telling us what he's seeing,
Yeah.
then Zagra will say, "Is she in Jenny's house?"
Give me a investigation check for trying to pick out the surroundings.
Ugh, 8.
The ground that you can see, the 10 foot around, you can't see a huge amount. This cage looks quite large, but looks like it's looks like it's quite large. Looks like it's for larger animals, maybe. The ground around it seems to be stone.
similar looking stone as to the rune we were just in, or hard to tell?
Hard to tell. I would say looks less worked, but you're looking. It's dark, because it's nighttime here, so it's nighttime there. So you can't tell if it's dark and it's stone outside. It's dark because it's stone and it's inside. It doesn't look like it's overly worked. So maybe could be a cave. Could just be like a random rocky outcropping. You can't pick up to see if there's enough. Like it's not clear paving. It's not like she's on a street somewhere. But yeah, other than that, you can't really quite pick up where. But the floor.
Can I hear
is stone.
anything?
You can hear. You will hear movement, the sound of large footsteps moving. They sound pretty familiar because they sound like giants' footsteps moving about the cave. There's no real chatter going on there. And I would say you can also hear you'd also give me a nature check.
14.
14. Sounds like an echo of some water dripping or something dripping. There's a slight sound. Doesn't sound like there's a running river or anything, but you can hear something that just, yeah, there's movement around and there's a slight echo. The footsteps sound slightly louder. There's maybe a drip, maybe the sound of, of some movement of some liquid, which makes you think more that this is more like a cave or potentially underground. This is a cavern of some sort that she is within.
Yeah. You said she looked like she was sleeping or unconscious.
She's just not.
Can I
moving,
tell if she's? Can I tell if she's breathing though?
I think she has to be alive for you to have to scry.
Okay, in that case.
Because they would
normally,
fail
or
the
does it-
wisdom saving throw because they'd be dead. But she looks like she's
She's breathing
alive.
kind of normally or more shallow breathing. Or hard to tell from that.
Hard to tell. Is definitely trying to maintain. You can see that that she is in a very weakened state. She has either been through a lot or has been here for quite a while.
And
a
one
few
for
days.
Faywin. One for Faywin. Does she have any letters from Bryn with a kiss on it?
She doesn't have anything on her.
No bag or anything, like nothing on her.
No. She is just in tattered clothes inside a cage, all alone.
No half giant boyfriend holding her hand or anything like that.
Is that a serious question? Or...
No,
No, that's what I thought.
just a hope.
You take.
Do the tattered clothes look like the same clothes we last saw her in, or have they changed any?
Yeah, and they're not like raggedly tattered. They just look like they're worn. Like maybe like you've been
that's
trekking through the
clean
forest.
version.
Yeah, not been clean. You've been trekking through the forest. Maybe you've been out for a while. But yeah, from when you spoke to
Does she have anything on her feet?
Amberstead guys, yeah, she's fully clothed.
I
but
just
she
wondered
doesn't
if I
have
could think of any clues from her feet, that's all.
No, it doesn't have her bag or anything else with her that you would have seen her with. But she only had a small pack anyway. But yeah, in terms of like the time that she had left, I think she left Amberstead about, well, depends whether they were sure or not. Probably about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Was when she went to the ruins and disappeared, roughly based on the information that the Amberstead guys gave you. So where she's been since then, you don't know. But that's the last point you had, was about 3 weeks ago she left those ruins. And
Can I see any shadows of anything? being cast on the wall or the floor.
It's dark. You're essentially picking up through dark vision essentially what's going on in here. This cave is like a dark cave. Yeah. Cool.
When Otter scrying, does he say out loud what he sees?
He can, yeah.
So if we speak, it doesn't interrupt him doing his
No,
thing or anything.
no.
So when he's describing the cave, can I say to Bo, do you know of anywhere like that within the forest?
Sorry, did you say the cage was large as well? It's like bigger than like a humanoid size.
The cage looks like it's for you would. That cage is very similar to like a. Where would you seen cages before? You probably wouldn't have. It looks like it would hold a large. It'd be holding for like a large deer, or, yeah, that'd be mainly the animals you'd see moving around. Something bigger.
Similar to the cages we saw in like being made in Redvant.
No, this is like wooden construction.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, looking at it, looks like an animal holding cage pen, whether that's holding something happening and holding something else. But yeah, it looks like it's not built to hold half-orc humanoids. It's looked to like hold a large deer or a giant elk or something that would be maybe captured, killed, and eaten in the forest.
Yeah. Okay.
When not to explain the thing, and I said to Bo, do you know of anywhere like that in the forest? Anywhere that could be a cabin or anything?
You don't know. I mean, you guys have been down to the Myconode, the Neverlight Grove. So it's like there's caverns all over the forest. Like this is multi-tiered. So looking for a cave in that area there could be caves anywhere.
Baron starts to cry.
Yeah.
I mean, if it sounds like giant footsteps, then I guess where we're planning to go anyway is where we may well find her. So
Yeah, it would have to be a cave big enough to hold these creatures, multiple of them. And most likely it's going to be at least the entrance on the surface rather than underneath, I would assume.
Stoneholm is where we head in the morning.
That makes the most sense.
Sounds like a plan. Anything you want to check before we finish? Last uses of spells before long rests?
Wait a minute.
Temple.
Inside the pub?
No, you'll break it.
Yeah.
I can go. I can do it 5 foot by 5 foot.
Oh, yeah, you can make a small temple. Sweet.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you can cast your temple. You can do whatever you would like to do with the rest as Bo takes down, points you up, and draws up between what you've been doing. He kind of fills in your path on the map of where you've been and what you've seen, the different things that are picking up, as, again, his like conspiracy board of where people are going, why they're doing it, and open questions he carries on building, with the next big question mark to be land where you were and head towards Stoneholm. If you can find more questions there, and we can finish and pick that up next week. Yay! And by then I will have fixed the music because I need it in my ears. It keeps me going, helps me build my tension.
Are we long resting?
Long rest, yep. That's the end of the night, so we'll come back to the morning. So hit your long rest button, and then we'll be back in the morning.
And by the morning, he means next Thursday.
Yeah, next Thursday in real life, in game the next morning.
One last thing I'll get Bo to look over, but probably will take back afterwards, is the wand that I found down in Temple as well.
Yep. Yeah, anything that you want to remember, do it next week, and we can pick up before you leave. Yeah, it's more just anything you want to do to waste or use spells before you long rest, because in the morning you want to be fresh and not use them. Cool. So, Andriel's alive. Somewhere hidden in a forest. You killed some giants, and the people of Amberstead are they, what, they're not sluts? What are they this week, Fabian? Pricks? Anything worse you want to say? Nice people. Ta-ta, farewell.